Especially for people that do what we do. It's really funny.
No, it was hilarious. Brenda was laughing the whole time. I was laughing the whole time.
There you
There's
go.
a bunch of lines that I know what you
Now
guys
you
mean.
know.
So, yeah,
Now
exactly.
you know. I'm kind of a
Good
big
movie.
deal.
Good movie.
Yeah, good movie. There you have it, Bergman. You're the only one that doesn't like Anchorman.
It's just not a good movie.
Bergman pointed out to me today, John, that I don't follow him on Twitter again. I don't know when did I
probably said something stupid.
When did I unfollow you?
You unfollow me when John did because you wanted to. Oh, when I went on with Sedano and Cap.
Do I follow you?
You do. When I went on Sedano and Cap, and
wait, you went on Sedano and Cap? I'm unfollowing you right now.
No. This was
no. This was before. Yeah, this was before. So like you unfollowed me.
And are you the one who gave McVay to Travis and Sliwa?
No, we don't. I don't give McVay to anybody.
Somebody
Yeah,
gave.
his name is Artist.
His schedule changed because there's Monday Night Football.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, I don't have a choice when he comes on.
Yeah.
But either way, yeah. So you unfollowed me because of that, and then now you just refuse to.
I'm
follow.
thinking about following.
You're the only one at the station.
Yeah, I'm thinking about following you. By the way, yesterday, John, biggest reaction to anything we talked about on the show?
Yes.
People love a goofy movie.
That's what I'm talking about. See?
People love a goofy. The number
they see
of
eye to eye
tweets,
with me.
It's like one of the biggest recent reactions to anything we've done.
Is
a goofy movie.
I got to draw a line somewhere, and this is it. I ain't watching the Goofy movie.
All right, I watched Anchorman. You guys got to watch the Goofy movie.
Goofy movie tonight.
No,
John,
tonight we got an NFL game.
John,
that's right. NFL
John, you would love a Goofy movie.
What?
I'm not even joking.
Is it on Disney Plus?
It is on Disney Plus. It is you like animated movies. You like father-son movies.
It's a father-son story, apparently.
It is,
really good.
yes, it is
How
a father-son.
old is it?
95.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not watching that.
What are you talking about? Finding Nemo didn't come out much later than that. And you like that movie.
Yeah,
you just talked about it
Finding
yesterday.
Nemo is great.
Okay.
Pixar is the Goofy
It's
movie
Disney.
a Pixar movie?
No, it's Disney.
Yeah, I'm out.
Oh, you are
man,
ridiculous.
you suck.
You're just doing it for
Wait,
fun
you
now.
haven't even. What are you talking about? I
I'm
suck.
watching
you
it
haven't
tonight.
Instead of the NFL game.
Well, maybe
You're a
the
sports
NFL game
talk
will be over at
show
like
host.
8.
Okay, maybe not in
He's
front of
passed
the
out,
NFL
stoned
game.
by 7.
No,
More
no,
like
it is.
5.
It is earlier than that, as a matter of fact. I told Bergman I was talking to my mom last night, and I was sort of, like in a mode. And my mom said, "Are you on the drugs right now?" My mom, "Are you on the drugs?" Meanwhile, my mom went to a dispensary 2 weeks ago and apparently just had an unbelievable time with that stuff. So everybody's doing it. All right, Dodgers, Padres. You watch any of that last night?
Very end. I saw him win it.
Not a single. I did not watch a single minute. These games could not be less meaningless.
Yeah.
Less meaningful.
And I wonder, like, if I was Julio Urias or if I was Clayton Kershaw or, for that matter, Justin Turner, Freddie Freeman, or Trey, let me put it to you. I'm Dave Roberts. I come to you. You're Freddie Freeman.
Freddie Freeman.
How much you want to play in these games?
If I'm Freddie Freeman, I want to play him.
Start to finish? You want to be in there all 9 innings?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, pretend you're Clayton Kershaw.
Yep.
How much you want to pitch between now and the end of the year?
5 innings. 5 inning starts.
Well, Freddie Freeman wants to play the whole game. If I'm throwing a no-hitter...
Well, difference between a pitcher and a hitter.
You're throwing a no-hitter, you want me to pull you after 5?
Absolutely.
Yeah, Clayton Kershaw would never say that.
Yes, he would.
No, he would.
Wait a minute. What's your knock on Clayton Kershaw? So there are some people who think greatest left-hander in the history of the game. Why is he not?
Postseason.
Okay. Why does Clayton Kershaw care about a regular season no-hitter when the idea is to be right for the postseason? The postseason is the only thing that matters. Kershaw has thrown a no-hitter. Why would you suggest that Kershaw would stretch out a game in September, a meaningless game,
right,
when the only thing that matters for his legacy is how he pitches in the postseason?
Because he's like me, he's super competitive.
I have no idea what that means.
I have a feeling that drop might come up.
Yeah, Bergman, there's no way Kershaw would stay in a game now. First 8 innings, 9 innings.
Look, man, if he's like 6 innings in and he has a perfect game going, he's not going to want to come out of the game.
I disagree.
You really think that he would?
I think he pulled himself out of the game earlier this year.
He has a perfect game, 6 innings. He's at 60 pitches. You think he's coming out?
You're creating a specific
I'm creating a scenario.
Extenuating so you can create.
It depends on if he's at like 80, 90 pitches and it's the 6th inning. Of course he'll want to come out.
Correct.
But it's not going to be if the pitch count is right.
So the only thing is the pitch count.
Yeah.
But do you disagree with me? I think Clayton Kershaw was in agreement to come out of the game at the beginning of the year when he was throwing the perfect game.
Yes, and I think he would now, too.
And I think he would not, too. Exactly,
Yeah.
John Ireland.
He wants a championship. That's what he wants.
Yeah, championship is all that matters at this point.
Yeah, those things aren't mutually exclusive. You can throw a perfect game and then still come out and win the championship.
Don't mess
You
with
can
it.
do both.
Yeah, I don't want to see another Max Scherzer dead arm situation this year during the postseason.
Well, then why pitch him at all? Scherzer said he pitched too much down the stretch.
You want people to be tuned up. Scherzer was throwing, and this is because of the dynamic last year with the Giants. We were playing through the tape, so guys were getting gassed because every game was a must-win because the Giants kept winning. Now it's a completely different scenario because these games mean absolutely nothing. Meant nothing to the Padres. They're locked into their playoff position. Nothing to the Dodgers, although I guess their magic number is 2 for being the home team for the World Series this year. They'll eventually get that, but these regular season games are absolutely meaningless. Bergman said he's going to a game on Sunday. I'm like, why?
I am.
Why?
Well, yeah, because it's still fun to go to games.
Yeah, it's fun to be out and go to a game. Yeah, I
Right.
get that.
Yeah, well, it depends. Like somebody offered me a ticket to the USC game this weekend, and I'm like, they're going to kill that team.
I'm going.
You-
Alex Michelson and I are going. That's my football watching friend.
Yeah.
He's a Trojan. But yeah, no, I want to go. There is something to be said for going out, being part of a big night, being in a full stadium,
so
being
why
under
are you?
the lights.
Why that Bergman's doing all those things when he goes to see the Dodgers?
USC is playing for an undefeated record. There's something at stake. There's nothing at stake for the Dodgers at this point.
By the way, did you hear that? What Joel Klatt said about USC? That basically they have not enough talent to compete with the big three. The big three, according to Joel Klatt, are Alabama, Ohio State, and Georgia.
Hard to argue with that.
He says that of the 5-star recruits, they have over 50% of them. And then he was trying to explain how hard it's going to be for any other team to break into that big three. Here's exactly what he said.
Okay, when you're rating these players and you're rating these rosters, the difference between Alabama at number 1 and USC, a top 10 team, and number 11 on the team composite this year, 1 and 11, that's the exact same difference as when you go from the 11th best team USC in the talent composite all the way down to 69th. That team is FAU, Florida Atlantic. So what I'm trying to tell you is when it comes to talent disparity, FAU has the same gap in talent to USC as USC does to Alabama.
So in other words,
Joel made that very complicated.
No, here's his point.
Okay.
That if you're just rating players based on what their rating was coming out of high school, like elite talent.
Yeah, right.
That Alabama is so much better, and Georgia is so much better, and Ohio State is so much better than USC that it would be the equivalent of USC playing Florida Atlantic. Now, here's the problem with Joel's logic. The most talented team doesn't always win.
Exactly right.
There's a bunch of stuff that can go. I mean, that's the reason Appalachian State goes into Texas A&M and knocks them off.
So I would say to Joel, let's say USC plays Alabama 10 times. And again, talent doesn't always carry the day. How many times does USC win?
2 or 3?
Yeah, 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And there's no reason why it can't be that
Right.
day.
Right.
I mean, I got my national championship game tickets, man. I am ready for the Trojans.
Yeah,
It's
and by the way,
SoFi
you asked, I think it was yesterday, you asked, did I do something stupid? I think you did something really smart. Because even if USC doesn't make it,
Yeah.
is that game at SoFi?
Yes.
Anybody from
Ohio State,
Georgia,
Alabama.
Ohio, Alabama, they'll pay top dollar to come out. You're going to make money on that
Yes.
deal.
It's the only reason I went
Or you're
Or
going
I'll
to be
be
there
there.
watching USC.
Well,
I
we're-
think it's the definition of a win-win.
Yeah. Well, we were talking about this. There's going to be Actually, hold this thought about the World Cup. I want to hold this thought about the World Cup in SoFi Stadium. Also, we'll let you know that Anita Marks is coming up on the show today.
Are you going to give her a piece of your mind?
You better believe it. I spent $50,000 mythical dollars on my least favorite NFL team last week and lost. So we'll bring that up with Anita. And Matthew Berry is going to join us. What time's Matthew coming on?
1:45.
1:45. So stick with us. That's about 15 minutes from right now. We'll do the Wheel of Questions next to arrange around Matthew Berry. Mason, Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Football fans want to win $100 for picking 5 games against the spread? Just download the Cover 5 app for free. Compete with Mason and me each week for a chance to win $100. Here's what you need to do. Download the Cover 5 app. Use code MI22 to join our show league, and then start having fun all season long. Just download the Cover 5 app. Use code MI22 to join the Mason and Ireland Show League. Pick 5 games against the spread to win $100, or play all season long at cover5.com.
$710 ESPN is giving you a chance to win $1 million.
$1 Million Mondays.
$1 Million Mondays. Listen every Monday during football season to Travis and Sliwa, Mason and Ireland, and Sedano and Cap. All you have to do is make a super prediction,
and you can win $1 million.
And you can score tickets to a game at SoFi for just playing on $1 Million Mondays.
$1 Million Mondays.
710 ESPN.
Hey, Rams fans, Travis Rogers here. You have got to get the new ESPNLA app. In fact, let's go down to the locker room and get a little help.
What's up, Rams fans? This is Matthew Stafford. React to the Rams on the new ESPNLA app.
This is Cooper Kupp of the Los Angeles Rams. Listen to all your Rams talk on the ESPNLA app.
You are just one tap away from Rams All Access. Travis and Slee, Mason and Ireland, and Sedano and Cap. Download it now on the App Store or Google Play.
Day 1 to 4 p.m. You know what it's time for?
What is this?
It's time for Wheel of Questions. Wheel of Questions is presented by our friends at Puente Hills Toyota. Got a car that's just sitting around not being used? Bring it to Puente Hills Toyota today for an instant cash offer. Puente Hills Toyota, the house of yes. Producer Jorge, are you ready with that wheel? Hit it!
I have no idea what that means.
I think we may play that a few times. Okay, here's the question.
Mm-hmm.
If you could go back and win any argument you've ever had with anyone,
oh, wow,
what argument would you choose to win?
Wow.
So you can go back.
Wow, that's really tough.
Any argument you've ever had with anyone. I'll give you mine. I'm kind of going to flip it. I wish I would have lost this argument.
Okay.
And Mace, you'll identify with this.
Mm-hmm.
Years ago, and it wasn't a ton of money. Matter of fact, you invested more than I did.
Mm-hmm.
But I told Lisa, I'm going to throw some money at this internet radio thing.
Yeah, very smart move.
And you and I both invested in it. Mm-hmm. And it was before, like, what we know today, streaming.
Streaming, right.
It was really a thing.
Yep.
It was like people saying, well, you don't need to have an actual radio. You can listen to Mason and Ireland do a show on this internet radio network.
Yes.
And so I invested in it. You invested in it. And did it even last 6 months?
A
year.
I did a show for maybe 2 months.
Yeah. And then we realized we kind of got scammed.
We got completely scammed
by this guy who it might have been a Ponzi
He's dead
scheme.
now.
Yeah, might have been like him just taking money from you and giving it to me, and then
it's
taking it from me and giving it to
like
the next
Bernie
guy.
Madoff.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's the one that popped into my head.
Winning an argument.
So I have one, but I don't like to look into the past and
Well, that's the whole point.
Well,
of
I
the
understand, but like
question.
things would be different now. Like I wouldn't be here at ESPN if this happened. I lost the argument to stay living in Hawaii with my ex-wife. After 2 years.
You wanted
I wanted
to stay, and she wanted. Was Riley born yet?
Riley was born. We were living there. We had a house. The guy wanted to sell me his house, the one that we were staying
What
in.
island were you on?
On Oahu.
Okay.
And so,
what were you doing for a job?
I was
back
working
then?
at Salem Communications.
Okay, so you were in radio.
Yeah, I was in radio. I could have moved up to be the GM at that place.
Why did you cave? Just your wife wasn't gonna live there.
She was not going to live there.
It would have meant you had to
home.
break up your family if you didn't move.
Exactly. I would have stayed with dogs, and she would have gone back with kids. I'm going where the kids go.
Yeah.
So I wish I would have won that argument, and we would have.
Well, that's
stayed.
a good answer to the question. Jorge, how about you?
I can't think of one at the moment. Yeah.
Steve.
Popcorn, Steve.
Okay, Jorge, here's an
no idea what
argument that I think you could have won.
Okay.
Should you have red or white clam chowder?
That's a good question.
Campbell's kind of thing.
Yeah.
I would say the one argument, it's one that I won, but it was a heated one. So it was between me and Juan. We had, for like 4 years, we had just Sophie. And I kept saying, we want another dog, we want another dog, we want another dog. He kept saying, no.
Yeah, I would have been with Juan. One is enough.
And finally, he caved. And
Right.
thankfully, we got Fredo. But that's an argument that I ultimately won. I lost it for years,
Right.
and then finally won it. And I'm glad we've got 2 dogs now.
There you go. Yeah, that's
A backup dog.
most arguments. No matter how they go, you forget about them and just move on. So that's it's kind of a weird question. But I'm trying to think of, like we were talking earlier. DeMar DeRozan is on some podcast, and he says that he thought he was coming to the Lakers. And he thought it was a done deal, and that instead of going to the Bulls last year, he would have come to the Lakers. Here's what he said.
Was the Lakers thing even remotely close?
Yeah, it was. To my knowledge, I thought it was a done deal. I remember I took a trip to Mexico just to get away because I could just feel the anticipation of everything coming to play. So I was like, I'm gonna get away for a couple days, take my mind off it. And by the time I come home, be free agency, hey, signing with the Lakers. I'm asleep one morning in Mexico. I get a call from Cal Lowry, and he said, they just made the trade for Russ. What's going on? I thought the deal was done for you to go to Lakers, and I was like, I'm confused. That I'm looking at my phone like, damn, that did happen. Well, I guess that's out the window. Like, you know what I mean? Because in my mind, that was the only option for me to go to. Like, I was sold on that done deal. I didn't even entertain anything else because I'm letting this situation work itself out. So when I seen the trade happen, I knew it was no way for me to go to the Lakers at this point. So now it was a scramble mode. Like, damn, okay,
Maybe I do take the vet minimum.
yeah, like what's next? Because, everything else is, all my other options I would have, entertained. I pushed it to the side because, I was hell-bent on playing for the Lakers.
Hell-bent on playing for the Lakers. Wow.
And so the Lakers obviously had a discussion. I assume it was between Rob and LeBron and AD and whoever else makes decisions. Would it be better to go with DeMar DeRozan or go with Russell Westbrook? And they chose Russ. And now that the fit was awkward. But DeMar had a huge year. So
DeMar was fantastic last year.
So, that's an example of, I don't know if anybody was arguing for DeMar or if they were all in agreement. Russ at the time had a more accomplished career.
Yeah,
but now if you look at the way everything played out, Chicago had a really good year and the Lakers didn't. So, you can always look back. Like, I remember when Fred Claire traded Pedro Martinez for Delino DeShields.
Yep.
Everybody in the media thought that was a great trade. Delino DeShields was an all-star. He's a really good second baseman. Yeah. He's playing for the Expos.
Stole a lot of bases.
Yeah. He was never the same once he got here, and Pedro Martinez became a Hall of Famer.
Right, but this is...
So we were all wrong.
Right, but there were enough people that said, and I was one of them, Travis Rogers, did not love the Russell Westbrook trade because of the fit. And I can't believe that somebody looked at Russell Westbrook and DeMar DeRozan, who makes $20 million less, and said, let's go with Russ. To me, that's got to be LeBron who pushed that. That's got to be LeBron. That's got to be clutch. At some point, the scenarios were laid out in front of LeBron, and LeBron said, let's get Russ. And this is why players should not be general managers or do general manager things.
This hurts my heart. I heard this morning,
terrible.
and my heart dropped. My stomach dropped.
DeMar's a great guy.
He is, and he was an MVP candidate last year.
Yeah.
This is the same thing that happened not only with DeMar now, so now you can go back and look and say they could have done the same thing with Buddy Hield instead of...
Hey, how about this? They could have kept Alex Caruso because
all of
$20 million less for DeMar.
All of that would have kept. You wouldn't have to decide between THT and Alex Caruso. You would have had basically the same team, but instead you would have had DeMar and possibly Buddy Hield.
Right, but you've got to make those decisions in the moment.
Right, but they made the decision in the moment. It was the wrong decision. And a lot of people would have looked at it and said, John, was there unanimous praise for the Russell Westbrook trade when it came down?
Oh, no. But
no.
I don't remember anybody, including you or anybody that works here, making the argument that DeMar DeRozan or Buddy Hield would be a much better choice than Westbrook.
We don't know the board. Only they know the board.
We know that now.
Right,
but I'm saying that's the argument.
Yeah, but now we know they effed it up.
But we might have effed it up too. Nobody was arguing. No, DeMar DeRozan or Buddy Hield is way better than Russell Westbrook. You can make that argument now.
But now we know it was DeMar DeRozan or it was Russell Westbrook. And I'm putting this on LeBron. And LeBron and his team said, you know what? Yes on Russ, no on DeMar. And what a franchise-altering decision that was.
And by the way, no, I think that you absolutely could have gone back into that moment when and said DeMar DeRozan or Russell Westbrook, and I guarantee you that 60, 70, 75% would people would say DeMar DeRozan.
Yeah.
Why?
Easy. Because Russell Westbrook hasn't been a good basketball player.
No.
He's not accidentally on four teams in 5 years.
Go back and look 2 years ago at DeMar DeRozan's numbers in San Antonio, where he was, and Russell Westbrook's numbers in Washington, where he was.
But
Russ was a better player.
You can look at it by numbers, but you go back on even Lakers Twitter, wherever it happens to be, people that you just talk to, just friends, family, whatever. Most people would have told you, I want DeMar DeRozan. DeMar DeRozan. People were excited to bring in DeMar DeRozan.
You're just making that up.
No. Absolutely not.
People did not. Nationally, people hated the Westbrook trade.
The
Westbrook trade.
But there was...
It's not an accident. He's been on 4 teams in 5 years.
Right, but nobody was clamoring. We were both sitting here. Nobody was clamoring for DeMar DeRozan.
We don't, as you like to say, we don't know the board. We didn't know that DeMar DeRozan was hell-bent on coming to the Lakers and thought he was going to until ultimately it turned out to be Russ.
Right. But, I mean, you got to see how this movie ends, too.
Well, we know where the movie ended last year. It ended 16 games under 500. That's where the movie ended.
And DeMar DeRozan, an MVP candidate.
Right. Well, was DeMar first team All-NBA, or was he second team? I think he was second team.
I mean, it doesn't matter. Westbrook wasn't even close to the top
Well, Westbrook's going to Hall of Fame. There's only one.
Hall of Fame player.
What have you done for us lately?
Right.
Well, I mean, Russ has had more... I mean, he averaged a triple-double the year before he got here.
Right, but he's played... Why was he on 4 teams in 5 years? Why? He's certainly not a hot commodity. Nobody really wanted to be in the Russ business. He got shuffled and shuffled and shuffled.
Right.
Because he doesn't fit anymore. Because he's not the player he used to be. And by the way, if he tries to be the player he used to be this year, he's going to be buried at the end of the bench, courtesy Darvin Ham.
And you know what I was thinking about, too, is that we're going to know pretty early whether or not this thing's going to work. The first game is at Golden State.
Right.
The second game, Clippers here.
Yeah.
So if those games aren't competitive, I wonder how long Darvin will wait.
To what?
To bench Russ not play him or is it unfair to blame him? I'm off.
Do you think it's guaranteed Russ is going to start?
I don't know guaranteed, but I'd say it's likely.
Yeah, I think he'll probably get a crack at it.
You know what I would do? I would start Russ, but I would play him a lot without LeBron and AD on the court. I would have him lead the second unit. Zach Lowe had a good plan. He said, start Russ because it's important to him.
Yep.
Play him 4 minutes, then pull him and stagger him throughout the game without LeBron and AD, and then with 5 minutes to go, make a decision. With the game on the line, make a decision how he's playing and how it's going.
Right.
I think that's a good plan. We'll see if Darvin does it. I actually think Darvin's going to do everything based on who defends and who doesn't. If you're not playing defense, I think you're going to get pulled, and if you are out there defending and doing good defensively, I think you're out there.
All right, we're going to get a break in because Matthew Berry's coming up. Matt, are we taking phone calls for Matthew, or what are we doing?
We can take phone calls if you'd like.
If you've got a
or
question.
They can tweet them to us.
Yeah, you can tweet them. I'm in the Mafia right now, so if you tweet something inside the Mafia, I'll get it. Or 877-710-ESPN. Now, follow the rules. The idea is, should I play this guy or that guy? Don't be somebody who calls in and says, okay, I've got to play 2 of these 5 guys. No, we're not going to go through that. It's either this guy or that guy, this or that. We'll take a couple of calls for Matthew, and we'll run our trade by him. See who he thinks won our trade yesterday.
Good.
Mason in Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Nobody's more LA.
Football fans, want to win $100 for picking 5 games against the spread? Just download the Cover 5 app for free. Compete with me and Cappy on Sedano and Cap each week for a chance to win $100. Here's what you need to do. Just download the Cover 5 app, use the code SK22 to join our show league, and start having fun all season long. Just download the Cover 5 app, use the code SK22 to join the Sedano and Cap show league. So pick 5 games against the spread to win $100. It's really that simple. Or play all season long at cover5.com.
$710 ESPN is giving you a chance to win $1 million.
$1 Million Mondays.
$1 Million Mondays.
Listen every Monday during football season to Travis and Sliwa, Mason and Ireland, and Sedano and Cap. All you have to do is make a super prediction.
And you can win $1 million.
And you can score tickets to a game at SoFi for just playing on $1 Million Mondays.
$1 Million Mondays.
710 ESPN.
Ireland and I made a trade yesterday. Our league does not have a whole bunch of trades, but I think we made a bold move yesterday. Joining us,
I think it's somewhat inconsequential, but let's see what Matthew thinks.
Okay. Matthew Berry joins us right now, the talented Mr. Roto. Hi, Matthew. How are you, man?
Hey, guys. I'm good. How are you?
We're great, Matthew. We appreciate you coming on. Okay, here was the trade. I won't even tell you who traded who. The trade was Alan Lazard straight up for Josh Jacobs. Who got the better half of that trade?
No one.
That is a great answer. That's a great answer.
Or both of you for getting rid of, it's hard for me to tell without knowing the rest of your roster. That's
sure.
That's one that's really roster dependent, i.e., I don't love Jacob, obviously, but he's getting volume, and so if you needed a running back, he's fine as an RB2. don't necessarily love Lazard, but he did score last week. I do think the Packers' passing offense will be better. So if you needed a third wide receiver, he's fine. So I think John's take on it being inconsequential is probably the right one, which is it sounds more like a need trade.
It was.
Josh Jacobs or Lazard isn't the answer to how do I win the title in this league. Neither of those guys is the answer to that question.
Yeah, he badly needed a receiver. I badly needed a running back. But
that was actually really good analysis.
Sounds like we were just rearranging deck chairs on the Titanic.
Hey, Matthew, in our league, the first quarterback that got drafted was Josh Allen, and you can't, Josh Allen's going to have a monster year. He's a great player. In year of our Lord 2022, do you need to take a running quarter, a Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts guy before you take the biggest gunslinger there is? And in this case, it's Josh Allen. Would it have been smarter to take one of the dual threat guys?
Well, Josh Allen is a dual threat guy. I mean, to be clear, he's somebody that, he's running less than he has previously, but he's still somebody that runs quite a bit. So I would consider Josh Allen a dual threat quarterback. To me, the question is more like, at what point do you start getting to the drop-back passers, the pure drop-back passers,
right.
The Bradys, the Rodgers, the Burrows, although Burrow's running more this year too, guys like that. Because even the guys that, and I know he's a little bit banged up, but even, guys like Justin Herbert run some, right? And so I think it's really important to have a mobile quarterback. You mentioned Josh Allen. You mentioned my fantasy ride or die, Jalen Hurts. Lamar Jackson is also right there. Obviously, he gets you a ton of points, but it's like Kyler Murray has not played particularly well, but he's been fine fantasy-wise because he gets you points with his legs. And so Marcus Mariota is not a good NFL quarterback, but he's actually been a usable streamer as a fantasy quarterback because he runs quite a bit. And so I do think, we've talked about this for a number of years. If you've read my draft day manifesto, any of the previous few seasons, we've talked about the importance of having dual-threat quarterbacks. And if you don't have a dual-threat quarterback, you must have somebody that has massive passing touchdown upside the way that Rodgers, Burrow, and Brady did last year. And so far this year, no one's really had. It's been a down year for quarterbacks.
I think I made a mistake in my draft. I got to the fourth round.
Well, you're 3-0. You did something right.
I am 3-0. But I got to the fourth round, and I'm like, okay, I know it's early, but I'm going to go quarterback. And I had Jalen Hurts and Patrick Mahomes on the board, and I went Patrick Mahomes. Did I screw that up?
No, I don't. Yes and no. I don't think. Here's what I would say. You only play one. It's a 12-team league, and you guys only play one quarterback.
Yes.
So in that sense, you sort of did. But because your league is so wacky, and as you know, I hate the rules of your league with a fiery passion.
Yes, we all do.
Right. You guys are in this league where you're required to roster 3 quarterbacks, despite the fact you only play one. So it makes no logical sense. The rule that you have to set your lineup on Friday makes no logic. Anyway, it's just insane. Like one of these days, I want to do a segment on your show where I do nothing but yell at your commissioner.
We can bring Lenny on for that.
Well, okay. The good news is, Matthew, we've got him to be a little bit more flexible. For example, and not that our league's rules make sense. They don't. But we do have to draft 3 quarterbacks, but once you do that, you can get rid of them, and now you can set your lineup right up before kickoff. Yeah. You don't have to set it on Friday anymore.
So
it's
thank
progress.
God for small miracles.
There you go.
Welcome to the 20th century. Although the idea that you can, after you draft the quarterbacks, you then can drop them is so asinine because at that point, like if you're forcing people to draft quarterbacks, then make them keep them. At that point, if you don't even roster them 2 minutes after the draft, then why are we even wasting draft picks? Having said all that, Mace, to answer your question about you got Mahomes and Jackson, basically, that because that in essence you now have 2 elite fantasy quarterbacks, and in a league in which everyone's drafting 3, there's somebody out there that whether they're not getting the production they wanted out of an Aaron Rodgers or a Tom Brady, right? Stafford's been a little bit down so far this year. Russell Wilson's been brutal. Mm-hmm. So there's got to be. I'm sure there is somebody in your league that Dak obviously got hurt. So there's probably a needy, and we'll see what happens with Herbert. Obviously a down week last week, and we'll see how he bounces back with the ribs. There's somebody in your league that needs Mahomes or Jackson.
Yeah,
and I would I would charge more for Jackson or Mahomes. But honestly, I think you could say, like, I'll take something for either one of these guys because you don't need both. And you should be able to improve your team in a significant way.
Right.
If you're already 3-0, I think, that's a pretty good spot to be in.
You're the Mace.
All right. Yes. Oh, yeah, right. Here's Robert in Reseda. Hey, Robert, you're on with Matthew Berry. What's your dilemma? What's your question, Robert?
Not sure who I should start. Matt Stafford or Tua from Miami?
Tua or Stafford, Matthew?
I'm going to go with Tua Tagovailoa. I get the concern, right? Which is, Tua's a little bit banged up, although he said, Mike McDaniel says he's going to play. They're on the road on a short week against Cincinnati, and the defense there, Cincinnati's pretty good. But, the Rams are at San Francisco. So far this year, the 49ers have the number one pass defense in the NFL. It's skewed a little bit. They played the Seahawks. They played the Bears in a monsoon. It's still skewed, and they played they played Russell Wilson and the Broncos. But it's still a pretty good defense here. So it's tight, but I think I'm going with Tua Tagovailoa.
All right, thank you very much, Robert. Yeah, I would go with Tua. Stafford versus the Niners has been a terrible matchup. How about this? Let's see, Tortuga Baracho on Twitter. Antonio Gibson or Drake London, apparently for a flex position.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Drake London. Don't love the matchup with Dallas. My concern is that the Cowboys just kill the Commanders, and then they get in pass-happy mode where they've got to start – when they're in pass-happy mode, like they were against Philadelphia, it's a lot more J.D. McKissick. Drake London's just got a massive target share. He's getting targeted every single week. They're playing the Browns, and the Browns have struggled defensively. Honestly, they're 18th against the pass so far this year. Potentially no Myles Garrett in this one as well, which will help provide Mariota with a little bit more of a clean pocket. So I'm going to go Drake London.
Hey, Matthew, by the way, I know this is only after 3 weeks, but who's been the best player in fantasy? Is it one of the quarterbacks? Is it Lamar or Hurts, or is it somebody else?
Yeah, I mean, all those guys are. I mean, you always have to judge quarterbacks differently than you can any other position. But, yeah, Hurts, Allen, Lamar Jackson have just been otherworldly. Saquon Barkley's the number one running back in fantasy. Saquon has just been a terrific comeback season for him. And, of course, my little Cooper Kupp at the wide receiver position.
He's been unbelievable.
Hey, Greg's got a question off YouTube. Greg, what do you got?
So off YouTube, Alex Rodriguez asks, Gabe Davis or Darnell Mooney?
Ooh, anyone but Darnell Mooney.
Yeah,
is the answer there. Now, just so you know, Gabe Davis missed practice again today, so that's his availability for Sunday. But here's my answer. It's Gabe Davis, and if Gabe Davis can't go, it's anyone off the waiver wire.
Wow.
Other than Darnell Mooney.
Wow. Okay, that's honest. Hey,
Darnell Mooney. Just real quickly, Darnell Mooney is like if I said, "Hey, this wide receiver went 4 for 27," you'd be like, "Ah, it was a pretty bad game." I said, "Well, 4 for 27 in the first half." You're like, "Ah, not a great first half." 4 for 27, 4 receptions for 27 yards is what Darnell Mooney has done this year.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Through 3 games. And playing the Giants, and the Giants, by the way, are a top 10 pass defense. I don't think it's Darnell Mooney's necessarily fault. I think it's Fields and the entire offense of the Chicago Bears. But Darnell Mooney shouldn't even be rostered in leagues, let alone started.
Oh, wow. That's good to know. Here's Gio in Highland Park. Hey, Gio, you're on with Matthew Berry. Hi.
Hey, Matthew. So, Christian Kirk or Deontay Johnson, non-PPR flex. Thank you so much.
Deontay Johnson or Christian Kirk in a non-PPR?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I'm actually going to go with Deontay Johnson there. Kirk has been nothing short of phenomenal, but the Philadelphia Eagles have a really good pass defense. They're 6th against the pass so far this year. I think this is going to be a struggle for Trevor Lawrence in that passing offense. If there's a light to shine on, it's the fact that Kirk plays the majority of his snaps out of the slot, so he's going to mostly avoid Bradbury and Slay in the Eagles secondary. But I think Deontay Johnson at home off the mini bye. Remember they played last Thursday night, home against the Jets. I actually like Deontay Johnson over Christian Kirk, but so that's where I would go.
All right, let's promote Matthew Berry and all the places you are. First of all, the Fantasy Life app is a fantastic app. We see you on NBC now. I read you on NBC Sports Edge. Where else are you?
I'm on Peacock every single day, Monday through Friday.
Love it.
And wherever you get podcasts, you can get the Fantasy Football Happy Hour, so please download, like, and subscribe. You don't have to listen. We just want you to download, like, and subscribe.
That is the important part.
Honesty. I love it. All right, Matthew,
If you listen to my words, it does nothing for me. But, the likes and the subscriptions, those help those help a brother out. And I want you to go to, and then, of course, Sunday morning, the Fantasy Football pregame show, me and Michael Smith and a cast of thousands at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific on Peacock. Check that out. FantasyLife.com for the free newsletter. Check out the free newsletter at FantasyLife.com.
All right, Matthew, last thing. I heard you say when you were on with Jimmy Fallon that occasionally you'll get texts from, like, really famous people with random fantasy questions like we always ask you. Just this year, who's been the most famous person you've heard from fantasy advice so far this year?
The answer is always Jay-Z.
Jay-Z.
And he's still playing. He's playing fantasy again this year.
He's the defending champ of his league. Yeah, he won the Guts League championship last year, and he's off to a good start so far this season. So yeah, Jay-Z's always the answer.
Oh, that's a great answer. All right, okay, keep up the great work, man. You're killing it on NBC.
Well, I appreciate it. I mean, Jay-Z's he's probably one of the 5 most famous people on the planet. You know what I mean? Like it's like it doesn't matter who else I ever hear from because the answer is always Jay-Z.
Yes,
I love that answer. Yeah, that's awesome, man. All right, have a great
Thanks,
weekend.
Matthew.
Thanks for coming on. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, there's Matthew Berry. We're lucky to have him every week here because we've known him for a long time.
Yeah.
Which helps. All right, coming up next for you, Roger Maris Jr. Last night was a big night for Aaron Judge.
Yeah.
Tied the record. Afterwards, Roger Maris Jr. said something, and I think he makes a good point.
Also, what would be your strategy if you got on Wheel of Fortune? How would you play it?
Uh-huh.
Somebody tried something and it didn't exactly work. We'll get that to you, too.
Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
$710 ESPN is giving you a chance to win $1 million.
$1 Million Mondays.
$1 Million Mondays.
Listen every Monday during football season to Travis and Sliwa, Mason and Ireland, and Sedano and Cap. All you have to do is make a super prediction.
And you can win $1 million.
And you can score tickets to a game at SoFi for just playing on $1 Million Mondays.
$1 Million Mondays.
710 ESPN.
Football fans, want to win $100 for picking 5 games against the spread? Just download the Cover 5 app for free. Compete with Mason and me each week for a chance to win $100. Here's what you need to do. Download the Cover 5 app. Use code MI22 to join our show league, and then start having fun all season long. Just download the Cover 5 app. Use code MI22 to join the Mason and Ireland Show League. Pick 5 games against the spread to win $100, or play all season long at cover5.com.
Hey, Rams fans, Travis Rogers here. You have got to get the new ESPNLA app. In fact, let's go down to the locker room and get a little help.
What's up, Rams fans? This is Matthew Stafford. React to the Rams on the new ESPNLA app.
This is Cooper Kupp of the Los Angeles Rams. Listen to all your Rams talk on the ESPNLA app.
You are just one tap away from Rams All Access. Travis and Slee, Mason and Ireland, and Sedano and Cap. Download it now on the App Store or Google Play.
On your home of Rams football, 710 ESPN.
All right. Anita Marks is coming up for you in about 15 minutes. Make sure you stay here for that. She's the host of Bet LA, and she screwed me over on a pick last week. So Stephen Drogers.
Nobody put a gun to your head.
No, Anita Marks is the expert. She was undefeated. Stephen Drogers writes, after watching the Mason...
Sorry, I wrote something on the chat asking you if I've got it right.
Eye off his ass. He was feeling himself because he was feeling the weed. The answer is no. I have never, ever, under any circumstances, ever been high for a show. Now, I've been drunk for 2 shows. I had one when I was doing mornings in San Francisco, which got me ousted there, and I got one at the Clearman's Galley here in L.A. that nearly got me ousted.
You should have been ousted for that one.
All right, let me see. Oh, what do we?
Well, first Roger Maris.
Roger Maris.
So did you? I saw it live last night. I just happened to have it on. I was talking to the great Jeff Proctor, and Aaron Judge hit it out.
Yeah, I did not see it live, but it was a memorable moment. It took a week or so for him to actually get over the top.
Poor Roger Maris Jr. has been going to like every game to be supportive, sitting next to Aaron Judge's mom, and so at least the guy can finally go back to his life.
Yes,
but he said something after the game that I think a lot of baseball fans might agree with. Here's what he said.
I think it means a lot, and it's not just for me. I think it means a lot for a lot of people, you know, that he's clean, he's a Yankee, he plays the game the right way, and, I think it gives people a chance to look at somebody who, should be revered for hitting 62 home runs and not just as a guy who did it in the American League. He should be revered for, being the actual single-season home run champ. I mean, that's really who he is if he hits 62, and I think that's what needs to happen. I think baseball needs to look at the records, and I think baseball should do something.
All right, so would you be in favor of baseball? What he's suggesting is striking Barry Bonds, Sammy Sosa, and Mark McGwire's 60-plus home run seasons because we now know they were juicing.
Yes.
Would you be in favor of that?
So I don't think you can do something. Can you do something in the record books? I don't know if you could do something in the record books. I mean, I think mentally I've already, in my mind, decided that Aaron Judge is the all-time home run champ.
Single season.
Yeah. I do not recognize Bonds. I do not recognize Sosa. I do not recognize McGwire. That was all a figment of our imaginations. Aaron Judge will be, when he hits this next one, the all-time single-season home run champ, and screw the other guys.
You want to hear something weird? So, last night, Aaron Judge hit his 61st home run.
Yes.
Okay. Roger Maris hit 61 home runs 61 years ago.
Yeah, isn't that amazing?
In 1961.
Crazy.
I mean, you talk about the numbers lining up.
Yeah.
And now Judge has 7 more games to break it, which I think he'll probably
I think he will do. I will do.
He'll probably do. Okay, so if you were on Sale of the Century, right? You were on a TV game show.
Yes, I was on Sale of the Century, and I finished 3rd out of 3.
Okay, did you have a strategy or a plan, or did you just wing it?
Just totally winged it.
Because I've talked to a lot of people who've been on game shows. Ramona's brother was on Jeopardy. And what they tell you is, buzz in early.
Yeah, buzz in.
Buzz in early right away because you may not get a chance to answer if you don't.
Yep.
Now, of course, the problem with buzzing in early is that you don't have all the information that you would have otherwise. So what we're going to play for you here, this is about 2 minutes. Jorge, leave our mics up for this. This is 2 minutes of Celebrity Wheel of Fortune with one of the candidates being Snoop Dogg.
Yes.
And Snoop obviously was told, buzz in early, buzz in often. But it led to him missing several, what you might say were
gimmies,
and especially for him.
Okay.
Here's what we're talking about.
And it's Snoop. Baking onions? No, everybody else is in it now. Amanda?
Baking brownies.
Yes.
Snoop missed baking brownies.
Martha is going to be disappointed.
Yeah, have you ever baked onions?
Martha's going to be upset.
All right, so this was they say, hear that? Martha Stewart's going to be upset. Now here's another one.
Snoop.
Let's see the letters.
Atlas. I have no idea. But Mark?
Talented artist.
That's it.
So he's just ready. He's buzzing in. Here's another one. He's trying to get the jump by buzzing in early. But he doesn't have enough letters to make an educated guess. So he says stupid stuff like this.
Swallowing the knot.
Swallowing the knot?
No, that's not right. Everybody else now. Amanda.
Sweetening the pot.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, here's another one. So he's thinking to himself, all right, I got to buzz in. I got to buzz in early.
Snoop. Airport teacher. You know, everybody else.
Listen to what it is.
Amanda.
Acting teacher.
Yeah. You.
Here.
Yeah, 2 U's, no money for them.
So
but
good one coming now.
Maybe solve it. Try. Underwater stunt. No, mark a letter.
P, please.
Yeah, let it come up and tell us what's up there once it shows.
Publicity stunt.
You got it. Yes, sir.
Underwater stunt.
Another vowel. Yeah.
Here we
A
go.
U.
Here we go.
There you go.
He finally gets one. This, you might say, is up his alley.
All right, you can, if you don't know it, you can spin again or...
I'd like to solve the puzzle.
Well, then go ahead.
Sun's out, buns out.
So he finally got one, but
Nailed it.
it's like, I think you do that in Game of Games, and that's why you're so bad at Game of Games. You buzz in early, but then you don't have anything.
Right, but if you don't buzz in early, they're not going to hear your name.
And then I beat you.
And then you beat me, right? So I got to buzz in just as the question
when
starts.
I saw that, I thought, this is what would happen to Mason. Don't you think you would buzz in early. And then you say something like airport teacher.
We'll never go on. Here's the thing. I will never go on Wheel of Fortune. You can give me all the letters in the world. I'm just bad at it. I'm just bad. Oh, terrible at Wheel of Fortune. I'm really good at Jeopardy. Like, especially some categories come up and they're weird categories, and I'm actually really good at them. But
didn't I beat you in Jeopardy?
Yeah. But it all comes down to the categories.
Yeah, that's true.
It comes down to the categories. What do you?
Because they fixed the game towards you.
Yeah,
remember the old one of the deciding ones was his favorite book of all time.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. But so
your
remember,
memory favors your side of the story.
Yeah, well, or the truth, depending on what it is.
I've used that line all the time now. I think I invented that line.
What?
Your story favors your.
This is getting
favors your side
but
of the
this
story.
is getting very close to the thing I hate,
which is
more than anything.
What?
Okay. And I know this is going to get me in trouble, and I don't care.
Okay.
There is no such thing, people, as your truth or my truth. There is the truth.
No,
you're
can't. Absolutely wrong.
No, I am not wrong.
Absolutely
The truth is based on a set of facts. You are entitled, to quote the great Barack Obama, you are entitled to your own opinion. You are not entitled to your own set of facts.
That was a different time. So here's the thing, John. You and I had we remember that Jeopardy game differently, right?
Right.
So my truth is that the categories weren't right. Your truth is they did a category specifically for me,
Right.
and then there's the truth, whatever that is. There's always
You know what?
three truths.
Yeah, the truth of whatever that is the actual factual truth, and that is I won.
Not going to dispute that.
Agree to disagree.
You can make up your own set of facts, but you lost.
No, I'm going to disagree with the methodology. I don't think the methodology was right.
Well, there is no such thing as your truth.
Yes, there is.
There is the truth.
There
the
is.
truth is you are a loser, I won.
There are three sides. Have you never heard the expression, there are three sides to every story?
Yes,
My
but
truth,
only one
your
of
truth,
No.
and the truth.
The truth is the only one that is the actual truth. My truth is not the truth. Your truth is not the truth. The truth is the truth. Jorge, am I making sense here?
Yes, you are.
No,
hold on, John.
truth. Do you disagrry with the fact that there are three sides to every story?
Look, this is what I learned yesterday. When in Rome.
By the way, John, this is Mason's answer to your Wheel of Questions question. He's hoping that he wins this argument.
Exactly.
It's not working.
Yeah,
you won this argument.
Well,
there's
because
no way that
Bergman, you understand what I'm saying? Where you can have your version of events, and I
Yes.
can have my version of events, but there's only one truth.
John,
Yes,
I
there's
speak
one
my truth
event.
all the time.
Yeah, you speak your truth,
I
which
speak
is
my
just a
truth.
bunch of crap.
By the way, Mason,
it doesn't make any sense.
Mason, I'm watching you on the YouTube stream right now. You can watch us on YouTube.com.
Oh, that's right.
What are we up
go
to? About 10
ESPNLA.
people now?
No. There's a bunch. There's over 100 people watching right now.
Very exciting.
16,600 subscribers.
Yeah, you right now look like you should be the coach of a little league team right now.
What's wrong with that?
That's all right.
Like, I feel like you should be out there like screaming at the
He could be
umpires.
he could be Buttermaker in Bad News Bears.
Yeah, no, I think I look good. I'm watching myself on camera, and I think I look good.
Camera.
You know where I got that? Jenna Maroney on. I am on camera.
Most underrated. Now this is a truth. Most underrated comedy of all time. Third
little promotion for you.
Always watch it. Always watch it.
Yep.
All right, coming up next, her version of the truth. Anita Marks is going to join us. Bet LA is the show, and she's
Football
here to talk
fans
about
want to
it.
win
Plus,
$100 for picking
I
5
owe her
games
some
against the
grief
spread.
because I
Just
put
download the
50,000
Cover
worth of
5 app
dollars on her
for
best
free.
bet last
Compete with
week
Travis and
on
Sliwa
the
each week.
Hated 49ers, and I lost. That's coming up next for you. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Don't miss Trav and
Football fans want to win $100 for picking 5 games against the spread? Just download the Cover 5 app for free. Compete with Travis and Sliwa each week for a chance to win $100. Here's what you need to do. Download the Cover 5 app, use the code TS22 to join our show league and start having fun all season long. Just download the Cover 5 app, use the code TS22 to join the Travis and Sliwa Show League, pick 5 games against the spread to win $100, or play all season long at cover5.com.
$710 ESPN is giving you a chance to win $1 million.
$1 Million Mondays.
$1 Million Mondays.
Listen every Monday during football season to Travis and Sliwa, Mason and Ireland, and Sedano and Cap. All you have to do is make a super prediction.
And you can win a mill.
And you can score tickets to a game at SoFi for just playing on $1 Million Mondays.
$1 Million Mondays.
710 ESPN.
Hey, Rams fans, Travis Rogers here. You have got to get the new ESPNLA app. In fact, let's go down to the locker room and get a little help.
What's up, Rams fans? This is Matthew Stafford. React to the Rams on the new ESPNLA app.
This is Cooper Kupp of the Los Angeles Rams. Listen to all your Rams talk on the ESPNLA app.
You are just one tap away from Rams All Access. Travis and Slee, Mason and Ireland, and Sedano and Cap. Download it now on the App Store or Google Play.
Just search Mason and Ireland wherever you get your podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, last week I said before Anita Marks came on, I am going to bet 50,000 mythical dollars on anything that Anita Marks says is her best bet.
She did not make you do that.
No.
You did that on your own. Why is that her fault?
I trusted her gambling expertise.
She never claimed she's going to get every single one right. Hi, Anita Marks joins us now from near. Anita, you were 2 for 2, and then last week we asked you for your best bet. You said it's the Niners. Take the Niners. There's no way they can lose to the Broncos. And Mason lost half of his mythical money, and now he's mad at you. What do you think?
Yeah, listen, we're even with a bottle of wine, dude. Right? Like,
yeah.
What? So.
And it was imaginary money. It wasn't like it was like, you know.
Oh, we take it all very
we
seriously,
take it very
Anita.
seriously,
Everything
Anita.
around here. Every time you lose, a little part of you dies.
Dead cold serious, Anita.
Yeah. Now, Anita,
I don't know if this makes you feel any better. Like, I lost my real hard-earned money on that game. So you lost imaginary money. I lost my like real hard-earned money.
Yeah, you're right. That is more painful.
There we go. Thank you.
So, Anita, before we get into the nuts and bolts of this week, Travis Rogers, we're all in our survivor pool.
Yeah.
And it started with like 200 people in it. Bergman and I went out in the first week.
Mm-hmm.
Mason went out in the second week. Mason's partner, Juan, is still alive. Travis Rogers is still alive. And Travis is having a really hard time deciding who to take in Survivor. And what I've heard people in your world say is, look, you guys spend a lot of money. Odds makers spend a lot of money and a lot of time setting these lines. They don't like to lose money. Would you agree that the best strategy in a survivor pool is just find the team that's the biggest favorite, that has the biggest number? I think this week it might be Green Bay. They're at home against New England. I think they're favored by 10. And just take them, or is there more to it with a survivor pick, in your opinion?
I mean, that's a good strategy to take. You know, a lot of people get too deep into it and they start looking at like, okay, well, where are the matchups for the Green Bay Packers? Wait a minute, I want to save them.
Or who are the Jets playing?
Right,
yeah,
right, exactly. Like I think that's because here. Listen, the season we don't know who. Like Mac Jones is out, right? Like,
right.
Or like it's hard. There's so many injuries. There's so many variables. I don't subscribe to that. I just look at I try to do a deep dive into all the matchups and I try to pick the team that I feel is most likely going to win. And this is a tough week. I'm still alive in mine, and in the one that I participate in, the pool at the end, whoever wins, if it's one person standing, it takes home $180,000.
180. Wow.
Yeah.
So who are you taking this week?
So again, it's like I'm leaning towards the Minnesota Vikings against the Saints. I'm sorry, but you've got Jameis Winston now with 4 fractures in his back, and he had to sit on a flight all the way to London. You've got a lot of injuries now. Jarvis Landry's injured. Michael Thomas is injured. Alvin Kamara has been a shell of himself without playing with Drew Brees. I'm not a big Jameis Winston fan anyway. He's not the same quarterback with Sean Payton. And, this is a Minnesota Vikings team. They've got so many weapons offensively. They've only given up 4 sacks to Kirk Cousins. And Kirk Cousins, he's played in London before. He had a game where he passed for over 400 yards. So right now, I have a small lean towards the Minnesota Vikings as my survivor pick. But yeah, I mean, listen, no Mac Jones. Even with Mac Jones, the Patriots offense has been anemic.
Yep.
So I picked the Packers already. So I can't pick the Packers myself. But yeah, I mean, if I had not chosen the Packers, I think the Packers is the wise pick this week.
Anita, allow me to demonstrate the randomness of any survivor pool. My partner Juan is still alive. We mentioned we all went out. All he's doing is he's pulling up the NFL standings. He's closing his eyes. He's running his finger down and stops somewhere, and that's the team he picks. This week, it's the Colts. I guess if it's working, it's working.
Yeah,
that's what I said
Don't know
too.
if I would do that.
But he's
All
like,
right.
I got to follow the system now.
Okay, so Anita, let's talk about the Rams. Big Monday night game. Traditionally, the Niners kind of have the Rams number, although the last time they met in the NFC Championship game, the Rams won. What's the right side of that game on Monday night?
Yeah, I know you don't want to hear this, but for me, it's the 49ers. Guys, they're I'm sorry. Just their defense. Their defense.
He's also going to be King the Conqueror.
Well, first and foremost, let's start with Matthew Stafford, right? Lowest QB rating in throws, 15 yards or more. He's 4-14 with 0 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Obviously, it's not your typical Matthew Stafford this season, right? In regard to the rushing game, you don't know what you're going to get with Cam or DH. It's just, to me, it's non-existent. Meanwhile, guys, do you know they didn't have 1 reception in the passing game last week, which was kind of surprising to me. Higbee has been tremendous for the Rams so far, but the 49ers' best defense against opposing tight ends. Really, the only guy that I think is going to be able to have some type of success against the 49ers is Cooper Kupp. But with that being said, let's take Jimmy Garoppolo and the fact that he's 6-0 against the Rams in the regular season out of the equation, okay? This San Francisco 49ers defense is pretty fierce. Opponents have only had 9 red zone plays against the San Francisco 49ers. 50% of the drives that opponents are going up against the 49ers end up in 3 and out. They're first in pressure rate in the NFL without blitzing. They only blitz at a 39-40% rate. And that's the elixir, guys. You're getting after the quarterback without having to blitz. Now you keep, a number of your DBs back there in coverage, especially against Cooper Kupp. I just don't like this matchup at all. And if I only have to lay 1.5 points with the 49ers. Also, keep in mind, last week, should have talked about this, Jimmy Garoppolo's first real start of the season, and we've seen this, right? We haven't gotten to the tonight's game, but like I love Cincinnati. And I think, after 3 games, we finally saw Joe Burrow be vintage Joe Burrow. It takes a minute for these guys, especially, with the lack of practice that we see during the preseason.
All right, so you mentioned you love Cincinnati tonight. I don't know why, but so do I. And it doesn't, Anita, on paper, it doesn't look like we're making a lot of sense. Miami's 3-0. Cincinnati's 1-2. Miami's coming off of that big win over Buffalo. Tua looks great. Why? I agree with you. I think Cincinnati wins tonight at home. But why are you high on the Bengals against a Miami team that has been really, really good?
Yeah, but what? I think it's smoke and mirrors. Here a number of reasons why. This is a Miami Dolphins team that was getting annihilated by the Baltimore Ravens until they lost their 2 starting corners and then all of a sudden came back and was able to utilize both receivers who run 4.3 40s in Tyreek Hill and in Waddle against backup corners against the Ravens. That's how they beat the Ravens. With the Buffalo Bills, they had 5 defensive starters that were inactive and, oh, by the way, had to travel to Miami and play 100-degree weather and 100% precipitate, or what do you call it?
Precipitation?
Humidity. And if you were, I don't think they showed it a lot unless you really watch that game, but they had guys falling like flies in the fourth quarter. They were cramping. They were dehydrated. Now you've got a Miami Dolphins team. Their defense was on the field for 90 plays against the Buffalo Bills. Now, short work week, they have to get on a flight, fly to Cincinnati, and take on a Cincinnati Bengals team who, again, offensively looked better last week than they have their first 2 weeks. Also, Tua dealing with a back, an ankle. Okay, if you don't want to believe that it's some type of concussion, whatever. I love Cincinnati. I'm going to lay the 4 points. I would even go up and I would play like Cincinnati minus 6.5. I think Cincinnati is going to dominate here, and I love Joe Burrow. My favorite prop bets is Joe Burrow over 24.5 completions, over 36.5 attempts, over 275 passing yards, and I think Jamar Chase has a monster night. So if you have Jamar Chase on your fantasy team, kudos to you.
Okay, I hate to say this, but I'll put 10,000 mythical dollars on the Bengals tonight.
What, you're trusting Anita?
I'm trusting Anita
after
again.
she burned you last week.
I'm trusting her less. Only 10,000.
Brutal. You guys are brutal.
No, Anita. We're going the other. He's going with you, and I'm going to take your prop bet. I'm going to go
over the 24, over the 36,
over 24, over
36,
over 275, $5,000, Bergman. That's a 3-way parlay, 6-1 odds. Let's do it.
Can you send in an email too, please?
Yeah.
We'll follow.
Anita, what else jumps out
what
at
about the Vegas Raiders, the 0-3 Vegas Raiders?
Not for me. I'm staying away from that. I'm staying away from that game.
I don't blame you. Wait,
not sorry.
Would you bet the Chargers to win in Houston, or are they just too beat up?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, they're an infirmary.
Right. But they're playing Houston.
Still, I'm staying away from that game as well. I'm staying away from that game. I'm staying away from the Raiders. I'll tell you, there's 3 games that I really like. One is, like I said, the Vikings going up against the Saints. Again, Jameis Winston dealing with his back injury, having to fly all the way to London. Interceptions, sacks this season. The Saints are just not good. Meanwhile, the Minnesota Vikings, I think, is a solid team. And even though you get nervous betting on Kirk Cousins outside of home games at 1:00, but he actually has done well in London. So I do like the Minnesota Vikings. I'll lay the points with the Minnesota Vikings. Also, I like the over in the Ravens-Buffalo Bills game. It's over 51. Ravens have given up a ton of yards and a lot of points to explosive passing plays, and that's how the Bills score points. And meanwhile, the Bills, again, another team, had to play in those horrible weather conditions down in Miami and depleted in regard to their defense. Lamar Jackson is going to have a field day against them. So I like the over of 51. And guys, don't sleep on the Jacksonville Jaguars. This Jags team is for real, man.
Really?
And
you think they're for real?
I do. And now you got Doug Peterson going back to Philadelphia after they said, don't let the door hit you in the butt on your way out. Trevor Lawrence has been fantastic. They've got a lot of speed on that offense. Christian Kirk, ATN, Chris Jones, Zay Jones. They've got a lot of speed Offensive line is great. Trevor Lawrence is not turning the ball over. Their defense, they're actually the best defense in the NFL in plus turnover ratio. I think this is going to be Eagles. I think Eagles win, but I think this is going to be a much closer game than what people think. So I love the Jags getting the 6.5. I would love it more if it was 7.5. But I'm going to play it right now, and also I'm going to use the Jags and a few 2-team 6-point teasers where I'm going to tease them up to plus 12.5.
All right. Well, tonight you'll explain all this stuff, right? On BetLA.
You didn't get all that.
You come at us with so much information, Anita.
Yeah, Anita, I just laid down your prop bets. I'm doing a 3-way parlay. I hope you're right, and then I'll be rolling in the dough.
Fantastic.
Right.
I love it. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to text because I have a plethora, like the Cheesecake Factory menu of prop bets. That's what I have.
Beautiful.
So I will text Greg all of my bets heading into tonight. I think Cincinnati opens up a can of you-know-what against the Miami Dolphins. So
okay. All right. Hey, Anita, we will listen tonight. Thank you very much for coming on, as always.
Thank you. Good luck. Good luck this week, guys.
Thank you, Anita. All right. There's Anita Marks. And Jorge, you're betting on the Niners, right?
Yeah. 10K on the Niners.
Screw you. I hate the Niners week is what it is.
All right. You know whose birthday it is today?
Is it Lindsay's again?
No, she was yesterday.
Her birthday has been like 3 times this week.
I have a special birthday story coming up for you next.
Okay, cool. Plus, John, companies are losing $100 million by doing something that you think completely unnecessary. We'll do that. Yeah, we'll do that coming up, too. Hey, stream live sports and original content with ESPN.
710 ESPN is giving you a chance to win $1 million.
$1 Million Mondays.
$1 Million Mondays.
Listen every Monday during football season to Travis and Sliwa, Mason and Ireland, and Sedano and Cap. All you have to do is make a super prediction.
And you can win $1 million.
And you can score tickets to a game at SoFi for just playing on $1 Million Mondays.
$1 Million Mondays.
710 ESPN.
Football fans, want to win $100 for picking 5 games against the spread? Just download the Cover 5 app for free. Compete with Travis and Sliwa each week for a chance to win $100. Here's what you need to do. Download the Cover 5 app, use the code TS22 to join our show league and start having fun all season long. Just download the Cover 5 app, use the code TS22 to join the Travis and Sliwa Show League, pick 5 games against the spread to win $100, or play all season long at cover5.com.
Hey, Rams fans, Travis Rogers here. You have got to get the new ESPNLA app. In fact, let's go down to the locker room and get a little help.
What's up, Rams fans? This is Matthew Stafford. React to the Rams on the new ESPNLA app.
This is Cooper Kupp of the Los Angeles Rams. Listen to all your Rams talk on the ESPNLA app.
You are just one tap away from Rams All Access. Travis and Slee, Mason and Ireland, and Sedano and Cap. Download it now on the App Store or Google Play.
You like that parlay, huh? You're going with Anita.
I mean, we'll find out. Ask me tomorrow.
Yeah, we will find out. That's a good game tonight.
I'm looking forward to this game, and you apparently are watching the Goofy movie while I'm watching the game.
I will
as
watch
you
both.
should.
I will watch both the Goofy movie and by the way, the
Wait
frustrate what?
What time do you get stoned?
Today?
Yeah.
6.
All right, so the game starts at 5:30, 5:20.
So I'll remember the early parts of the game.
Right. But then you'll be in no condition to watch the Goofy movie after that.
I believe that.
Even better condition, actually.
Oh, is that right? The
yeah.
Goofy movie's good stoned?
Oh, yeah.
Was that the way they promoted it?
They told me. I haven't done it, but yeah.
Okay. So, do you know whose birthday it is today, Briones?
Mike Pearson.
It is
Really?
Mike
Yeah,
Pearson's
it's
birthday.
Shout out,
Happy
Mike Pearson.
birthday,
We love Mike.
Pearson.
Happy birthday,
No,
Pearson.
it is
Former
Kevin
producer here.
Durant's birthday.
Oh.
So I
that's
thought
not
this
as cool.
I thought this was a story that Mace would appreciate. Jimmy Kimmel is in Brooklyn all this week.
Yes.
So last night, one of his guests was David Letterman. And remember, Mace, Letterman has this new thing on Netflix, or it's not new anymore. He's been doing it for a few years, called My Next Guest Needs No Introduction.
Unbelievable show.
I've watched all of them.
Yeah,
They're great.
They're great.
One of the ones from last year was with Kevin Durant, and he's kind of bonded with KD. So last night he told a story about Kevin Durant, Mace, that made me think of you. And when you hear this, you'll understand why.
Kevin is an amazing athlete, an amazing human, and fascinating. And he's always high, is what you need. He enjoys. He told me that the first thing he does when he gets out of bed is he lights up a joint, and then he's in business. And I thought it was like I have a twin. So anyway, when we're done talking to Kevin, I feel this warmth, this connection, this gratitude of a relationship here. And I go up to him and I say, Kevin, I said, you've been great and so generous with your time. And this was a year ago this time, just before basketball season. And I said, I want us to stay friends because I think we can be friends. And he says, yep. He says, I agree. And we hugged. So now it becomes opening night. They're opening in Boston, playing the Celtics. And before tip-off, because I have his text number, I text him, Kevin, Dave. Why is that sort of amusing?
You know his text number?
Yeah.
Guys?
Is it not a number? Is it not?
I think they call it a phone number. Still, like the old days.
Well, I'd like to see a phone book. Where the hell are they now? So I text him and I say, good luck and have a great game and congratulations on everything. So after the game is over, I get a text back to him. I say, it's Kevin Durant. And he says, thanks, bro.
That was it?
I haven't heard from him since.
Well,
Thanks, bro.
I thought that was a story that you would appreciate.
Yeah. Now, I do not believe in the wake and bake as a concept. It sounds like Kevin may wake and bake.
When he did the My Next Guest Is No Introduction, Letterman says, I hear you like to smoke pot. And Durant's response was,
I'm high right now.
I'm high right now.
Exactly. Exactly.
So I think like everybody knows, I don't know if you're this bad, but I don't think you are. I think you just do it at night. But
yeah, I do only.
I have a couple of people in my life that are completely functioning stoners.
Yeah, that's, to me,
like they're
that's
stoned from the
frightening.
time they wake up until the time they go to bed, and then the next day it's lather, rinse, repeat. And they just function in a state of
stonedness.
Right.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Yeah.
I need to have
Sounds like Durant's one of those guys.
stone time and unstoned time.
Yeah. It sounds like Durant just has one.
You know what I'm doing tonight? I'm going, I don't know if do you ever get shots, vitamin shots?
Lisa does.
Yeah, I'm getting a vitamin B12 shot. I'm told I'll be like, bam, shot out of a cannon.
Well, maybe. What time are you doing that?
5 o'clock.
Well, maybe that will give you enough energy to watch the game and the Goofy movie.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Game and Goofy tonight.
Now what is the thing that they're wasting $100 million on?
You will love this. I found this story specifically for you.
All right.
So, John, what is it around a company that you hate more than anything?
Well, I think it's companies that say we have a strong culture are full of crap. There is no culture.
John, that's not exactly it. Useless meetings.
Yeah.
Waste time and $100 million a year for big companies.
All right.
This is courtesy of Bloomberg.
Here's my position on meetings. Any meeting with more than 5 people is a waste of time. You could do it with an email. You could,
Correct.
You could do it on a Zoom. You could post it in the
Is
break
a Zoom
room.
not a meeting, though, at this point?
It could
Isn't a
be,
Zoom
but
a
I can
meeting?
do other.
Like, we had a gigantic Zoom call last week.
Yeah, and weren't you doing other things while you had one? You were paying attention on the Zoom, yet you were doing something else.
No, I was locked into that Zoom
I
call.
had Zoom on my iPad.
Yeah.
And I was writing stuff for the show. If you go back and look at that Zoom, you'll see me working on the show. And I thought we were going to get yelled at in that meeting because it was kind of our fault.
Right.
But we didn't. But what I liked about that meeting? 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's perfect.
It didn't have to, like, we used to have a boss who loved meetings and
PowerPoint presentations.
And he loved to make people come in for a bunch of meetings, and it was the biggest waste of time ever.
Yeah.
What was his name?
Larry Gifford.
Thank you.
Smoky Gifford.
And his big thing was meetings and PowerPoints.
Yes.
And after a while, we would all go. We'd tune out after, he would go into his PowerPoints because we've seen this movie and we know how it ends.
But the new company,
you know who believes
they have a lot of meetings.
You know who believes in almost no meetings?
Who?
Sean McVay.
Oh, is that right?
I've heard him talk about it. Like he wants the meetings to be short, and he likes meetings to be in position groups rather than
idea what that means.
One big meeting like that. But don't you agree that most big meetings are a waste of time?
Most meetings, many meetings are unproductive. Now, Bergman, you've got a lot of
Megan, don't you spend your days in meeting after meeting? You and Morales?
Not every. We do have. There's some days that we have a lot of meetings, but no, not as much.
I
as
see the
before.
conference room full a lot.
Yeah, well, they're having meetings about selling stuff.
That's
kind of important.
Yeah, I guess that's important. Yeah, no, meetings can be a total waste of time, and according to Bloomberg, $100 million wasted by big companies because they're taking away from productivity. In other words, you're going to a meeting when you could be working, so you're eliminating your productivity by doing that. But I wanted to mention this. So, if you're watching the show on YouTube and there are people that are there, I want to point out a couple things, and I've got it on. So one thing I saw John do, did you see him go into the full yawn?
Oh, it was a gigantic yawn.
Oh, it was.
I yawned during this show?
Yeah, you yawned. You yawned like
we were
20
talking
minutes
about
ago.
Roger Maris, and you looked at Mason. You had your hand on your face with the yawn that was bigger than the microphone.
Yeah, I'm against. By the way, I'm against us being on TV for reasons
then-
just like this.
Talk to the good karma people because it's our initiative. The other thing is when Anita Marks was on.
Oh, I see this.
Did you see this one?
Yeah.
We're near the end of the Anita Marks interview, and Ireland makes a face like he
I
ate a lemon.
I was done.
his hands
I
up.
was like, I got nothing else.
Yeah.
Yeah, this, I'm telling you right now, and I hope our bosses are listening, this YouTube initiative of yours is going to get one of the on-air hosts in trouble.
Absolutely not.
It may not be us. My guess is it'll be Sedano or Cap. But somebody,
Most likely Cap.
Somebody is going to do something embarrassing that's going to get us all in trouble. I want that on the record on September 29th, 2022. These cameras, that one right there, is going to be the end of us.
Yeah. We'll find out.
Well, you can always you can just go to youtube.com/ESPNLA.
And what I think will happen is somebody's going to leave
button.
a microphone on, and we're going to have a conversation during one of the breaks, and one of us is going to end up getting suspended.
When we go to commercial, they go to commercial.
Yeah.
That's what Carlo has worked at. By the way, to whoever said I need a man bra, screw you.
Somebody said, you need a man bra?
That's what they said.
Is that a bro
You have
or a
moobs?
man's ear?
A bro. I do not believe I've got moobs.
I don't think you do.
No.
But I would keep those dark shirts. Right, Jorge?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right.
You don't want to go much lighter than that.
Coming up next for you, Bobcat Bergman's going to throw a bunch of stuff at us. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN. Let me tell you about my friend.
Football fans, want to win $100 for picking 5 games against the spread? Just download the Cover 5 app for free. Compete with Travis and Sliwa each week for a chance to win $100. Here's what you need to do. Download the Cover 5 app, use the code TS22 to join our show league and start having fun all season long. Just download the Cover 5 app, use the code TS22 to join the Travis and Sliwa Show League, pick 5 games against the spread to win $100, or play all season long at cover5.com.
710 ESPN is giving you a chance to win $1 million.
$1 Million Mondays.
$1 Million Mondays.
Listen every Monday during football season to Travis and Sliwa, Mason and Ireland, and Sedano and Cap. All you have to do is make a super prediction.
And you can win $1 million.
And you can score tickets to a game at SoFi for just playing on $1 Million Mondays.
$1 Million Mondays.
710 ESPN.
Hey, Rams fans, Travis Rogers here. You have got to get the new ESPNLA app. In fact, let's go down to the locker room and get a little help.
What's up, Rams fans? This is Matthew Stafford. React to the Rams on the new ESPNLA app.
This is Cooper Kupp of the Los Angeles Rams. Listen to all your Rams talk on the ESPNLA app.
You are just one tap away from Rams All Access. Travis and Slee, Mason and Ireland, and Sedano and Cap. Download it now on the App Store or Google Play.
So the new one is corporate_Greg. Follow now, follow often.
Corporate Greg.
But now it is time for that Bobcat.
Bobcat.
It's time for Bobcat.
Bobcat.
Bobcat time. Take it away, Corporate Greg.
Corporate Greg.
Thanks, Chris and Amanda. So now since we're talking about the YouTube channel, and you can go to youtube.com/ESPNLA and hit the subscribe button, but what can you two do to actually get yourselves in trouble?
Oh, okay.
Well,
So
mostly it would be what we talk about during the commercials.
Well, those won't go over the air.
Yeah, those won't go over there.
And you wouldn't get fired. Carlo would get fired for allowing it to go on the air.
No, but
or
not
Cody,
if, not
since
if
he's
we
back
were the
there,
ones
too.
who said, stupid stuff.
Nothing we say is different, right? So what we say is what we say. We're not getting in trouble for something we say. We would get in trouble for a gesture of some kind.
Such as?
If you flip me off?
This.
Yeah. Okay.
Or this. You guys know what those gestures mean. Yeah, I don't think I think John is
Hey, let me see those gestures again.
There's
Are those your signs for your
this.
little league team?
Steal.
That is, that's his bunt sign.
First time I wear a collared shirt to work, and this is the crap I get.
It's your choice to wear a weird-looking Dodger.
Hey, skip
It's a great-looking Dodger
Listen,
shirt.
Buttermaker. You do. You look like a little league coach.
Hey, skip.
That's exactly what you are.
Put me in, coach.
Come on, up. What are you doing? That was outside.
I'm going to storm out like Sedano.
Well, but
I will just disappear from.
I was thinking
storm out.
when I said that it might happen to Sedano and Cap. It probably won't because they're never here.
They're never here. Exactly.
You can't storm out if you're not actually in the room.
Bergman?
Bobcat.
I need to turn my microphone on to do this. So, as part owner of the Utah Jazz, Dwayne Wade decided to part ways with the Tuesday night broadcast of NBA on TNT. Taking his place is Jamal Crawford, who will join Shaq,
he's great.
He is
Candace
really good.
Parker, and Adam Lefkoe. So, how do you think Jay Crossover will do on set?
He's the best.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean,
he's a natural.
Yeah, and he's really smart and he's funny and if you've ever anybody who's ever covered Jamal Crawford will applaud this move.
Who's leaving?
Dwayne Wade.
Oh, Dwayne Wade. Yeah, I think honestly, probably.
But what's
Jamal
weird about
Crawford's
that though
better.
is if that's the reason, Greg, that Dwayne Wade doesn't feel like he can do it now that he's an owner of the Jazz. Shaq has minority ownership of the Sacramento Kings.
That's true.
He's staying on there.
I think he had just too many other ventures going on, so he was leaving.
Okay. Yeah,
Is that a good move for Wade though? I mean, that's a huge show.
Well, I mean, Dwayne, what's a when you're worth $200 million, what's a good move and what's a bad move?
Well, I mean, but NBA on TNT is kind of a big deal.
It is. It
so,
is. But if he wants to be more front office ownery kind of guy, I get it. I also think, I think Jamal Crawford probably better than Dwayne Wade at that particular job.
Yeah, let's see. But I love Jamal Crawford. I think he'll be great.
You think he'll be better than Draymond Green?
No.
Draymond
Green.
they've already hired.
Draymond Green
He's
is
done, right?
Yeah,
the man.
no, Draymond Green has a deal with TNT the second he retires from basketball.
That's smart.
He goes right to the set.
Very
It's the same thing Tom Brady has with Fox in the NFL.
And by the way, isn't the line of succession perfectly because Draymond's playing now, and you would think that at some point Barkley is going to retire, walk away,
or Shaq.
Shaq is going to retire and walk away from it.
Draymond will be perfect.
Yeah, perfect.
Bobcat.
All right, Jorge.
Okay, so this morning when I came in, this afternoon actually, we have TVs all over the place. So every time I look up at a TV, there's an infomercial going.
All right, so
what is it?
It's a thing you use to clean your rain gutters. So you put it on the end of a hose.
Yeah.
And it's like a pole with a nozzle on the end of it, and you blast out the rain gutters. Oh, yeah. I still have it.
I bought Gorilla Glue.
You could have gone to like Walmart.
Yeah, I know, but they ran an ad for it. They said call,
Okay.
and by the way, we'll throw in an extra. It's always like we'll throw in an extra 9
Free
Gorilla
shipping.
Grills if you order now, and free shipping. No, but I
just
use
thought
that
of another
Gorilla
thing, but
Glue.
I don't need it anymore because my latest car has an automatic charger in it. But before this car, I brought a thing off an infomercial called a Clever Grip, where you put it into the vent of your air conditioner and it holds your phone.
Wow.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, so I infomercials work on me. What you don't buy anything from infomercials?
I did. Once I bought this pan that you can flip the pancake. It was
I've
like
seen
a pan
that.
of, yeah.
Those pans that are
it snapped in half like after like 6 uses.
It does what? It
snaps
in half
after like 6 uses of it.
Because it's
of
the
heat
one
and
where
stuff.
everything slides right out of it.
No, but this one's it's a double pan. So a pan over pan over a pan, and then you just flip the pancake with no mess.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, that's stupid.
Yeah.
I can't believe you
No,
fell for that.
exactly. Bergman, anything? No.
I bought the George Foreman grill, which was not great. Did not work.
Wait a minute, the George Foreman grill is a classic.
It was a classic that doesn't work.
What are you talking? What way?
It didn't taste good. The burgers were always terrible.
Well, you're the one that seasons the burger. Man.
Well, no,
Stop.
it wasn't good.
It's cooking both sides of the burger.
Yeah,
You're not
it
using
didn't- it
time.
didn't-
You're
it didn't.
misusing
I don't have it anymore.
the George Foreman grill.
I maybe, but it was not
one of
necessary.
the best episodes ever of The Office.
Yes.
Steve Carell likes to wake up to the smell of bacon, so he puts his George Foreman grill on the floor next to his bed, and he gets out of bed and steps on the grill and burns his
By the
foot.
way, his character in Anchorman, I loved it. Brick
Tamlin.
Exactly.
I love lamp.
I love lamp.
I love lamp. I love carpet.
Loud noises.
Loud noises. Yeah, that's
Bobcat.
All right, so Taco Tuesday was the other day, and a site called Clever put together a list of the best taco cities in America. The criteria: taco restaurants per 100,000, average Yelp star rating, taco passion from Google Trend scores, percentage of restaurants, blah, blah, blah,
Yeah,
blah,
formula.
Yeah, so think you can name the top 5 cities? And
Well,
sorry, Lindsay, sorry. Cleveland is number 41 on the list.
She loves that
Well,
Cleveland
I would
taco
imagine
action.
Los Angeles has to be one of them.
Los Angeles is on the list. It is number 5.
Okay. Now, I'm thinking
Texas.
Right.
I'm thinking
like
Texas.
San Antonio, Houston, Dallas. I'm thinking San Antonio is probably maybe Houston. Houston's further south. What do you think? Are these major cities?
Most of them. One of them is not the biggest. It's a major city, but not that great.
Are any of these cities the top 5 in Texas?
Yes, 2 of them are.
All right, so let's go Houston.
Houston.
Not on the list.
Oh, so it's
Houston,
Dallas and
Houston
San
is number
Antonio.
7, by the way.
Dallas and
Houston
San
is-
Antonio?
Well, which one?
San Antonio.
San Antonio.
San Antonio is number 3 on the list.
Yeah.
Dallas is not.
So there's another city in
El Paso?
Texas.
Nope, not El Paso.
Amarillo?
Austin.
Austin
Amarillo?
is the absolute right, and that's number 1 on the list, by the way.
All right,
Austin
so-
has great tacos.
Okay, now
Torchies or something like that.
I've had great tacos in New York City. Is that one in the top 5?
No, New York City is not in the top 5.
What about somewhere in Florida?
Nope, not in Florida. So,
All right,
so the
so I
next
think
two,
we're
the
out of
next two-
strikes.
yeah, you are out of strikes. So number 2 is San Jose, California,
never
which
would've gotten
I would have never gotten that one either.
Yeah.
And number 4, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma.
I spend a lot of time in Oklahoma City. There's nothing there, including
Well, tacos.
tacos.
There's tacos.
Oh, there are no tacos
You gotta go to the
there.
Latino side.
Well, I got a lot of
Clever.com
friends in
apparently is
OK
not
City.
I just got a text from Lindsay. She says Cleveland.
Sorry, Lindsay, number 41.
Bobcat.
41.
love tacos. I love tacos.
All right, so I'm just going to go to kick it off the planet.
Okay.
Nacho cheese Doritos or Cool Ranch Doritos?
I don't eat a lot of Doritos, so
I love Doritos.
I love Doritos. I just had a bag today.
And the Cool Ranch ones are really good. I
They're
would
the
I would
best.
kick the other one off the. What's the other one?
Just the regular nacho
Just
cheese.
regular, not yeah. No, I give me that Cool Ranch. I like that.
Yep, that's me too. You don't even eat it, so I got time for another question.
Okay,
so I'll do that.
yeah, go ahead.
A little bit of an introspective one.
Mm-hmm.
So something I realized today is that what am I doing here? Sometimes I get existential while driving or taking a shower.
Okay.
My whole life I thought I was an extrovert, but I've realized over the last few months to a year that I'm probably more introverted. What about you guys? Do you consider yourselves more of introverts or extroverts?
Good question.
Well, in your case, Mace, you're an extrovert on the air and an introvert off the air.
Absolutely correct.
I'm an extrovert all the time. You, though, are two different people. Yeah, I think you...
No surprise, I'm two different people.
Yeah, I think you would not only admit this, but actually are proud of it. The person on the show is not the person off the show.
That is correct.
Yeah, like if you sit next to Mason on a plane, he's not going to talk you up.
No.
You sit next to me in a plane, I never shut up.
Right. You're
Yeah.
very gregarious. I am
Right.
not gregarious at all. You've noticed that, Bergman, right?
Yeah.
I always think of the show as like it's the 1 o'clock performance. I always think
I'm an actor.
I always think of Cranston, who said, "Yeah, you do the same show. You do a different show 5 days a week." And I'm like, "Yeah, we have a 1 o'clock performance. The 1 o'clock performance
of network.
Mason and Ireland,
Yeah.
exactly." So yeah, I'm definitely more of an introvert.
An introvert?
Yeah.
No, and John, you're right. You're very much an extrovert. No matter what. Even when we went to dinner with Jorge and Lisa,
I'm
you
putting
were
on a show.
nonstop.
Yeah,
Gone. Yeah.
But Mason's not. Mason's kind of the opposite. When he's not like that night when we were at the movie, Mason watched the movie, didn't say anything to anybody, and then left.
Gone.
That's kind of me.
Yeah,
that's kind of me. Yeah, but I think definitely more of an introvert, which will surprise people.
I have no idea what that means.
Yeah, well.
What about you, Jorge? What are you?
Exactly. I don't know what that means.
You're an extrovert.
Are you more outgoing, or are you more kind of like you keep to yourself?
Nah, I kick back. I'm in the back. I'm chilling. I'm more like to myself. Yeah.
You are more to yourself.
Yeah.
And
So,
Bergman,
like, when
you're more of an introvert.
No, outside of I'm definitely more of an introvert.
Yeah, we all.
I didn't think so.
There's no room for introverts at this station.
No,
You've got to be an extrovert.
Oh no, when
or
you're
else.
on the air, yeah, absolutely, extrovert.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right,
Bobcat.
thank you very much, Bobcat. We appreciate your contribution to the show today. All right, coming up next for you, John. I wanted to. Oh, this is interesting. Do you ever feel where this conversation goes?
Also, and Shaq in a moment of incredible honesty.
Yeah.
So I was very surprised to hear what came out of Shaq's mouth, but we'll play it for you next.
All coming up. Mason, Ireland, 710 ESPN.
7 710 ESPN is giving you a chance to win $1 million.
$1 Million Mondays.
$1 Million Mondays.
Listen every Monday during football season to Travis and Sliwa, Mason and Ireland, and Sedano and Cap. All you have to do is make a super prediction.
And you can win $1 million.
And you can score tickets to a game at SoFi for just playing on $1 Million Mondays.
$1 Million Mondays.
710 ESPN.
Football fans, want to win $100 for picking 5 games against the spread? Just download the Cover 5 app for free. Compete with Travis and Sliwa each week for a chance to win $100. Here's what you need to do. Download the Cover 5 app, use the code TS22 to join our show league and start having fun all season long. Just download the Cover 5 app, use the code TS22 to join the Travis and Sliwa Show League, pick 5 games against the spread to win $100, or play all season long at cover5.com.
It is on for your Thursday afternoon.
Look, when I leave here, I will go on my own terms.
Well, let's play a little game of compare and contrast, shall we? This is audio from earlier today when Coach Sean McVay appeared with Travis and Sliwa. Hit the tape.
Is it a red Manhattan clam chowder sort of day, or is it a creamy New England clam chowder sort of day?
I have no idea what that means.
I'm asking you about your soup commercials.
Oh, you know what? It's a Campbell's kind of day. That's what it is.
Regardless of what it is.
Oh, and then he stayed with it.
Let me go back to football here very quickly. That didn't go the way I was hoping, Alex.
Okay. We would call that a bit of an epic fail, Trav.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, let's play the tape of when Coach McVay appeared with Mason and Ireland, and the soup stuff came up.
Do you watch yourself in those chunky soup ads?
Heck no. Are they airing that right now? Which one are they airing?
The one where you start at the podium and you chastise people who don't take time to have a healthy lunch.
You guys aren't taking lunch seriously? That one?
Yeah.
We gotta have lunch, man. Fill up with some chunky soup. Get some protein in you, man. Let's go.
I just want to point out, on this day, September 29th, 2022, I made a positive Mason and Ireland show open.
That may
Let's
be
get to the boys.
the last
Mason and
time
Ireland, your
ever.
Thursday afternoon, right now.
He wouldn't have done it if that would have happened on Sedano and Cap. He wouldn't have gone. He wouldn't have crapped on his boys.
No, those are his
But,
boys.
yeah.
His boys are Sedano and Cap. Is Sedano back today? Is he going to storm off? Or is he
Yes, he's doing the show from New York.
Oh, from New York.
Yeah.
He's
at Seaport. He's doing stuff. I think he has play-by-play.
Oh, nice. Good.
Or NBA meeting, something.
He's doing something. Yeah, he'll be here though. Him and Cappy will be here this afternoon. All right. So Shaquille O'Neal, a lot of talk about infidelity of late. There was, the whatever the Ime Udoka thing was. There was the
Shaq has a
thing.
podcast that he does with a woman named Nichelle Turner, who is really good on the pod, and they kind of pride themselves in talking about anything. And so you'll hear Nichelle ask Shaq about all of these infidelity stories, Adam Levine, Ime Udoka, and I was very surprised by Shaq's answer. Here it is.
What is happening? First, we had our friend, my celebrity crush, Adam Levine. He got in front of his stuff. Then the next day, now we have Ime Udoka and the situation going on in Boston.
I am going to step down from this conversation. Let me tell you why.
Okay.
I was a serial cheater. It would be crazy and blasphemous for me to get up here and say, boom, boom, bam. I can't do that. I know these guys personally. I know they're going through a lot because I went through a lot. I just wish that, certain parties weren't involved. Like I've known Nia Long for a long time. I like her. I know Adam for a long time. and they're going through a lot of family stuff. But I'm never the guy that's going to get up here because of my platform and fake it. I did it. I was the best at it. I'm not proud of it. I lost my family doing it. I lost valuable, important years with my children from doing it. So I refuse to get up here. You shouldn't have did this. You shouldn't have did that. I'm not that guy. I'm real with the situation.
I thought that was one of the reasons why Shaq is as popular as he is. Him and Barkley just don't have a filter.
They're willing to say anything.
They will tell you exactly what's going on, and even if it makes them look bad. Him saying, I was great at it. It cost me my family. It cost me all productive years with my children.
Yep.
But if you're looking for me to come on and tell Adam Levine and Ime Udoka that they screwed up and what bad mistakes they made, I made those mistakes years ago, and I know how ugly it's going to get for them, and I'm just not going to rip them. I thought that was great.
Have you ever cheated on somebody you were with?
No, but it doesn't mean I've never cheated on somebody I was with, but a long time ago, I was involved with someone who was attached. So I didn't cheat on anybody.
You were the third person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you?
I cheated a number of times over the years. I won't say when, because there are people out there listening. But yeah, there were moments of infidelity for me, and they were particularly when I was in New York. Bergman, what about you?
So, I mean, kissing doesn't count, right?
Of course it counts.
Of course it counts.
Okay, so I did that one time, and that was in my early 20s. But I have been cheated on multiple times.
Oh, have you?
Yes, twice.
Why do you think?
I don't know. I'm just a bad guy, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Jorge, what about you? No, Jorge wouldn't do infidelity.
Nah, man,
Jorge's like straight up.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, I'm not judging in these cases. The Adam Levine story is weird, right? I want to name our baby after the.
Well, and apparently he just was nonstop flirting with women the entire time he's been married. Yeah. Now, how much it went past the flirting, we don't know, but it doesn't look good.
And Udoka, I just don't know the details of the story, but I'm not going to judge somebody for stepping out and not being honest about it. Because there are times that I was.
Yeah, and I think most people are that.
Yeah.
It's the old people that live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. And Shaq is just one that admits it.
Yeah, I live in a glass house. And I still throw stones.
By the way, Jesse, I think it's Hyman, maybe Hyman.
Yeah, Jesse Hyman, yeah.
Who's a listener to the show, just sent me something that I think is brilliant.
Okay.
All right. It's a Twitch, it's a video of a Twitch streamer.
Okay.
He built his own contraption which dunks him, in a dunk tank every time he loses a video game. So he sits on
that is so
weird.
A
diving board, basically, and if he loses, he pays the price.
Oh, that's funny.
And you know what that means?
Yep.
Every time he loses, a little piece of him dies.
Little piece of you dies. Exactly.
I'm all in favor of this kid, whoever he is.
Yep.
God bless him.
All right, so, John, I asked this question. How much of your life do you live on autopilot?
I was thinking the other day, more than I think I would like to admit. I have a certain routine that I follow fairly regularly.
Yep.
I often say to Lisa, man, I can't get off the wheel. I can't get off the hamster wheel.
Yeah.
I'm like, and now it's really heating up because Laker season starts Monday.
Sure.
So, my routine is I will come here, do the show, go home, and immediately start working on either the next Laker game or the next show.
Right.
I will go to bed. I'll get up. I'll do it all again the next day.
Yeah.
I try and make myself exercise or go play golf or do something so I'm not just at a computer all day sitting there. But even then, it's jammed in.
Yeah.
So I think that autopilot is a good word for me. I would say, matter of fact, if I'm being honest, I would say I live most of my life on autopilot.
You are you have a routine.
Don't waste time. I go from A to B to C.
Yeah.
I know shortcuts. I know blah, 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 where I'm going to be at exact time here. I know how long it's going to take. I just go from lily pad to lily pad to lily pad to bed, get up, do it again.
Damn. So 64% of adults say their daily routine hardly ever changes. And the average person spends 10 years of their life in autopilot mode.
Oh, for me, it's been more than 10.
So tell me your average day. What is your actual average routine day?
Well, it depends what day it is. I'll just use today as an example. So Tuesdays and Thursdays, I try and play golf.
Okay.
So today I got up at 4.
God.
I sent an email to you guys.
Yep.
With all the stuff on it.
Yep.
I packed a bag because I knew I had to shower at the gym.
Yep.
Ate. This is another thing that puts me in autopilot.
Okay.
Ate 2 bananas and a power bar, like an energy bar, with an unsweet iced tea.
That's common.
Every time I do this routine.
Yes.
Every day. Went to the golf course, teed off at 7, played, took a shower, came here. I will go home. I will get in front of the TV when that game kicks off at 5:20. I will prepare for the show tomorrow.
Yep.
And I will tonight. That only takes me a couple hours.
Yeah.
Then I will start studying. I got the Sacramento Kings done yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I have to get the Minnesota Timberwolves done by tomorrow.
God.
And then, well, it depends how many days I do the show next week. Right now, my plan is I'm here Monday. I fly to Vegas on Tuesday. And I'm supposed to do the show in Vegas on Wednesday and Thursday. But I was just talking to Amanda about this. We're having trouble finding technically places for Sliwa and I to do the show in Vegas. But we'll figure it out. And then that'll be an interruption of the routine because I'll be on the road.
Right.
But if I'm not going out on the road, Mace, it's pretty. Tomorrow, I will get up, take Jack to riding. My son rides horses on Friday morning.
Nice.
I will come back. I will send you. Well, first I'll get up. I'll write an email to you guys. I'll send it. I'll take him to riding. I'll come back, hop in the shower, come here, go home, watch the UCLA game,
Right.
and work on stuff for next week because I've got 4 games next week.
My days are pretty set. Sleep in till late, which is fantastic.
Yeah, haven't done that in 30 years.
Watch about an hour and a half of the last half of First Take and Sports Center for a while. Usually it's Hannah Storm and Matt Berry.
Yeah.
Then during that time,
I'm up earlier than you, so I'm a Get Up guy.
Right.
I watch Get Up. First Take hasn't started by the time. First Take hadn't started by the time I left my house this morning.
So during that hour and a half, I plug your stuff, Bergman's stuff, and my stuff into our page. Then I come to the office. I go to Starbucks every day. I order ahead.
Yeah, so you're like me. You're on autopilot.
Oh, I'm on autopilot a lot. I do something at 5 o'clock every day. I try to have something to do at 5 o'clock every day. Shut up, Jorge. That's at 5:30 every day. What you're gesturing?
Yeah. Well, it's not wrong. It just he goes different places for that.
Honesty. Yes, exactly. Just a little honesty, and then just kind of float away into the night, watching a game or watching the Goofy movie or whatever. Tonight it's going to be the game and the Goofy movie.
You'll never make it to the Goofy movie.
Oh, I'm definitely.
You just said you're going to be stoned by 6.
That doesn't mean you can't watch a movie.
No, but the game's not going to be over till 8.
8. Yeah, I can squeeze the Goofy movie. It's probably 90 minutes long.
Yeah, roughly. Is that before or after practice? Baseball.
Hey,
swing.
I couldn't. That went over my head, but now it's very funny.
Yeah, no, it's really funny. I'm laughing. I'm laughing a lot about this.
Jimmy, second base, not shortstop, second base.
Shut up.
Cutoff man. Hit the cutoff man.
See, this is why you don't wear nice things.
You're not wearing a nice thing.
This is a nice thing. This is an expensive Dodger shirt.
$60.
How expensive?
I took the price tag off it this morning. It was like $75.
Yeah, you overpaid.
No, this is a great looking shirt.
Well,
I'll be wearing this during the playoffs.
I think we can call that your moob shirt.
No, it's not. Oh man, it is not a moob. Boy, that's a low blow.
No, that is super low blow. I'm just pointing out.
You can make jokes about him and his wife, but you can't take a joke. Come on,
come on.
Well, I can't take jokes.
I know.
You're very sensitive.
You're so soft.
Yes. Very sensitive.
That's not true.
I'm a very sensitive guy. By the way, there's a huge
Peanut butter cups.
There's a huge thread on Twitter about how I'm a narcissist. Now, am I a narcissist?
Yeah, but you're not a narcissist like an athlete is.
Like, what's the meaning of a narcissist?
It's all about you.
Let's see.
The best story that illustrates your narcissism is your birthday cake with your face on it.
Yeah, with my face on it.
When it was a triple birthday party for 3 people and you made a cake.
People
just
have an
your face on
inflated
it.
sense of their own importance, a deep need for excessive attention and admiration, troubled relationships, and a lack of empathy for others. But behind this mask of extreme confidence lies a fragile self-esteem that's vulnerable to the slightest criticism. Okay, so let me just tell you something. Some of that stuff is true. Some of that stuff is true. I won't tell you what, but some of that stuff is definitely true. But I don't believe I'm actually a narcissist. The big reason why, I have empathy for other people.
Yeah, true. And most narcissists don't.
No, most narcissists absolutely do not. All right, don't forget you can watch the show on YouTube. It's on right now. Just go to YouTube and search ESPN Los Angeles, and we will pop right up. What's that?
ESPNLA.
Oh, ESPNLA. Thank you. Sorry about that. Okay.
What was that?
Just a little leftover from COVID. Just a little leftover. All right, coming up next for you, John. It's that. Oh, you know what I wanted to bring up? You love this subject, and I think it kind of makes my point about the Live Tour.
Okay.
Yes, I'm the one that's bringing up the Live Tour, Bergman.
It's usually you texting me saying "Live Tour."
Live Tour. All right, we'll do that coming up next. I think it's actually pretty fascinating. Plus, on top of everything else, we've got that thing that John wanted to get to.
It's about
all day
time.
long. It's
Jeez.
finally time.
Told me hours ago.
Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Don't miss Trav.
710 ESPN is giving you a chance to win $1 million.
$1 Million Mondays.
$1 Million Mondays.
Listen every Monday during football season to Travis and Sliwa, Mason and Ireland, and Sedano and Cap. All you have to do is make a super prediction.
And you can win $1 million.
And you can score tickets to a game at SoFi for just playing on $1 Million Mondays.
$1 Million Mondays.
710 ESPN.
Football fans want to win $100 for picking 5 games against the spread? Just download the Cover 5 app for free. Compete with Mason and me each week for a chance to win $100. Here's what you need to do. Download the Cover 5 app. Use code MI22 to join our show league, and then start having fun all season long. Just download the Cover 5 app. Use code MI22 to join the Mason and Ireland Show League. Pick 5 games against the spread to win $100, or play all season long at cover5.com.
And John, you are a fan. I don't know if you're a fan. You followed this Live Tour story.
Yeah, it's a huge story in golf.
This Saudi-funded sports tour.
Yep.
That features some players, not all of them, but how many players? How many big players are on it?
Probably 15.
15, okay. We always talk about how the Clippers, nobody pays the Clippers for TV rights or radio rights.
Right.
The Clippers have to buy time.
Correct.
That apparently, and I've argued all along, I don't think there's a great deal of interest in this tour, but they actually are going to buy time to air their events. Does that not demonstrate that there's not a lot of interest?
Well, you got to get on TV by hook or by crook. I think that they need to do whatever it takes to get on TV. Now, what I think needs to happen is that these two sides need to have a meeting of the minds, the PGA and the Live Tour.
Won't happen.
And not only do I think it's going to happen, Rory McIlroy came out today and says it's probably time that they talk. I think we're going to get a situation where we're going to have a Super Bowl in golf, where the Live guys are going to play against the PGA guys.
PGA will never go along with that.
Never
go along with that.
They will if all the Live guys start winning the majors. So, for example, Cameron Smith won the Open this year, and he's on the Live Tour. They've got Dustin Johnson's on the Live Tour. Louis Oosthuizen's on the Live Tour. Patrick Reed's on the Live Tour. All these guys have won majors.
But you can win major and go away. The PGA is not going to allow that thing to get a toehold. And by the way, and there's obviously not a lot of interest because you got to buy time to even air this stuff. And here's the part that bothers me. So obviously I've said, the Saudis, bad people, all that stuff. They're terrible, terrible. And that's part of this. But moving past that, if you're, let's say, like Phil Mickelson is on this thing, right?
He's on the Live Tour.
And how much did he get?
I think I already got almost over $100 million.
He's just getting an appearance fee.
Right.
Who cares if you ever win a tournament again? If you're sitting on $100 million, what are you playing for exactly?
Well, you could say the same thing about the guys. Like Tiger's made $1 billion, and he still compete. Why he doesn't need money.
Right, but I mean, they're getting an appearance fee. Tiger has to win his money. Phil gets his money no matter what. He doesn't ever have to win another tournament, and he's getting $100 million.
Right, but
there's a lack of competitiveness in this concept.
That might be a little bit fair, but you could say that about a lot of PGA Tour golfers too, that they have so much money that it doesn't matter if they win or they lose. I mean, they're all close to.
But they don't get paid unless they win.
Correct. But
the Live guys get paid
just for
no matter what,
just for showing up.
Just for showing up.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. It looks like Fox Sports 1 is where they're going to end up.
Yeah, they're going to buy time on Fox Sports 1.
But I think that what eventually happens, just like when the AFL started, eventually the AFL and the NFL merged, and you had the AFC and the NFC, and they all came together.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Same thing happened in the NBA. They took 4 ABA teams and merged them in. There used to be no interleague play in baseball, and now it's almost normal. I think eventually these sides will come together because the Live Tour has too much money to fail and go under. It's going to be around.
Oh, no, they can buy time.
Right.
They can pay appearance fees. They can do all this. I just don't think
so.
The
If
PGA,
the hottest golfers in the world all go to the Live Tour, they're going to have to.
But
merge.
I don't think the PGA will ever give them a time of day. And even Phil backed out of that lawsuit. Phil's not in that lawsuit.
Yeah, because he doesn't
need
it.
PGA.
He doesn't need the money.
Yeah. I think it's destined to continue, but I just don't think anybody's going to necessarily care a lot.
All right, let me pivot.
Oh yeah, the thing that you wanted to get to.
I actually have a couple of things. Okay. Number one, you remember Sarah Walsh, who used to be a sportscaster on ESPN?
Yeah.
And now she's working for Fox. She works for the NFL Network. She's in Florida with her kids, kind of waiting out the hurricane. Her husband is a guy named Matt Bushman.
Mm-hmm.
He is the Blue Jays bullpen coach. He caught Aaron Judge's 61st home run last night.
Yep.
In the Blue Jays bullpen. He simply gave it to Aaron Judge. And Sarah Walsh then tweeted, I just found out I'm sitting here waiting out a hurricane, and my husband just gave our lottery ticket up for free. This is my official announcement of a divorce. If your significant other, Juan in your case.
Yep.
Bergman, Mackenzie Scott in your case.
Yes, ma'am.
Caught Aaron Judge's home run ball and simply gave it to him.
Mm-hmm.
Said, you know what? Your ball, you deserve it. There was reportedly somebody willing to give $2 million for that ball. Would you be mad at Juan or proud of him that he gave up the ball without asking for anything?
Juan knows that money means something. There is no way that he would just give up the ball. And if he did, no, I'm selling it.
That's fine.
At the end of the day, I think you would too.
For $2 million?
You said on the show, there's somebody with a $3 million check who's at Yankee Stadium or wherever the Yankees are playing.
But here's what makes it a little different. Matt Bushman works for the Blue Jays, who are hosting the Yankees in that game. This would be the equivalent of Michael and I doing Game 7 of the NBA Finals, and we're sitting courtside.
Mm-hmm.
And the Lakers win the title, and LeBron throws the ball up in the air, and it lands in my lap.
Okay.
I can't keep that ball. I can't keep it. I got to give it to somebody. I got to give it to somebody. The Lakers just won the title with that ball.
Right.
That's Aaron Judge. If I'm working for the Blue Jays, if I'm the Blue Jays announcer, and not that I'd be sitting out there, but through a set of circumstances, the ball ends up in my lap. I'm an MLB employee. I can keep that ball and sell it for personal profit?
Well, if you're an MLB employee, like if you're the pitching coach for the Blue Jays.
Or this guy, the bullpen coach.
I don't think you could credibly keep that ball because you're...
So Sarah Walsh really doesn't have a case to stand on here, does she?
But if it was me...
What if you were
I'd
there
find
on
the guy with the $3 million check?
Let me make it a little more hard for you. Maybe not for you. What if you're there on a press credential? You're sitting in the auxiliary press box. You've sat in that auxiliary press box for big games.
I have.
You were in Arlington when the Dodgers won it all.
Correct.
Let's say, I can't remember what the last out was, but let's say Julio Urias.
I remember who was on the mound. I don't remember who was the last at bat.
Let's say there's a ground ball to first. Urias runs over, covers the bag. Dodgers win the World Series.
Yep.
He throws the ball up in the air to celebrate, and it lands in your lap.
Ooh.
But you're there on a press credential.
Yeah, that makes it really hard.
Can you still sell it for
capacity?
Can you still sell it for personal profit?
Yeah, I think if you're there in a personal capacity, it's one thing. If you're there in a professional capacity, I think
makes it a little harder.
Ball over. Yeah,
makes it a little harder.
Usually I go to the games on regular person tickets until they get super expensive in the World Series, and then only a clincher would I buy tickets for.
Right,
like Game 7,
and then you'll get press credentials to go to the NLCS.
By the way, we're getting the Astros again, right?
I think so.
Yeah,
but the Braves could trip us up. That's why I don't want to play.
Good.
That's why I don't want to play the Braves. I want the Braves to lose in the first round before they get to the Dodgers. Because right now they get to the Dodgers in the Dodgers first round, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Which would be a terrible draw. A terrible draw. Actually, I found something interesting. We'll do it coming up next. There was a ranking of the rotations of playoff teams, and you'll be surprised at where the Dodgers are.
All right, and by the way, Jorge, how old is Maite, your daughter?
4.
4. All right,
Has she seen the Goofy movie?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
We're going to watch it tonight.
I've got a question for you about... I'm assuming 4 years old, she still takes baths, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I got a question for you about that coming up.
All right. All that coming up for you, Mason, Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Football fans, want to win $100 for picking 5 games against the spread? Just download the Cover 5 app for free. Compete with Travis and Sliwa each week for a chance to win $100. Here's what you need to do. Download the Cover 5 app, use the code TS22 to join our show league and start having fun all season long. Just download the Cover 5 app, use the code TS22 to join the Travis and Sliwa Show League, pick 5 games against the spread to win $100, or play all season long at cover5.com.
710 ESPN is giving you a chance to win $1 million.
$1 Million Mondays.
$1 Million Mondays.
Listen every Monday during football season to Travis and Sliwa, Mason and Ireland, and Sedano and Cap. All you have to do is make a super prediction.
And you can win $1 million.
And you can score tickets to a game at SoFi for just playing on $1 Million Mondays.
$1 Million Mondays.
710 ESPN.
Hey, Rams fans, Travis Rogers here. You have got to get the new ESPNLA app. In fact, let's go down to the locker room and get a little help.
What's up, Rams fans? This is Matthew Stafford. React to the Rams on the new ESPNLA app.
This is Cooper Kupp of the Los Angeles Rams. Listen to all your Rams talk on the ESPNLA app.
You are just one tap away from Rams All Access. Travis and Slee, Mason and Ireland, and Sedano and Cap. Download it now on the App Store or Google Play.
Between Travis and Sliwa and Sedano and Cap. Mason and Ireland continues now.
All right, did you guys see this story where UConn football, that's where Jim Mora coaches?
Yeah.
Our old friend Jim Mora.
He hated me.
Yeah, that's because he didn't suffer fools, and you, as we know, are a fool.
Who's still employed in Los Angeles.
Good point. He's had a lot of injuries at running. He's now the coach at UConn, and they stink.
Yes.
He's had a lot of injuries at running back, so he's considering using a 300-pound lineman as a running back. In other words, basically give him the ball and let him rumble and see if people could tackle.
Right.
Any chance that works?
Well, I've never been a fan of Jim Moore as a coach, so I just assume the stuff he does isn't going to work. But let's accept the premise. I've heard people say, why not just get an enormous, heavy-set person to be the goalie
in hockey?
In hockey.
Like a sumo wrestler.
It's never been,
just have him sit there with a bag of chips.
It's never been done. I assume it's because it never worked.
Well, you're required to be on skates. So you'd have to find a sumo wrestler
who could skate. Yeah. Do I think this would work? I mean, with the right athlete, I think this can work. I mean, you know, you gotta be fast and you gotta get thin if you're a running back to break through holes. So my initial thought is no. One, because it's Mora, and two, because you got to get skinny to go through holes if you're a running back. What do you think?
So by the way, Jim Mora did this with UCLA, but it wasn't with a lineman. It was with Miles Jack as a linebacker. Different type
who was good.
He was great at it. So he used a big heavy package. So it had a bunch of guys all, it was all heavy in the middle, and Miles Jack was a great running back at that time. So he understands the scheme to use. It's just I don't know how it works with a 300-pound lineman.
He's got a 300-pound lineman named Jelani Stafford.
Mm-hmm.
He's 6 feet tall, 300 pounds. He was a running back in high school, and he wasn't terrible. Morris said he probably doesn't want to put him in there, but with the way things are going with our injuries, he might have to. I'd just like to see it.
Oh, yeah, it'd be fascinating. Well, UConn does not have a big TV deal, to the best of my knowledge.
But they're in the Big East, right? They could be on TV.
Are they in the Big East? No.
There have been so many.
UConn, ACC, maybe?
Well,
Who knows
They used to be
anymore?
in the Big East in basketball.
Yeah. Who knows anymore?
Yeah, everybody's moved around so much.
Yeah.
But I would be fun to watch.
Yes. Be fun to see them try it.
They're in the Big East for basketball. I don't know if that means they're in a different conference for football.
Yeah, could be.
But they're in the Big East for basketball.
All right, so we're in pretty good shape. Our magic number is 2 to clinch home field through the World Series for the Dodgers. And you think, okay, we're in good shape. We're in good shape. I pulled up this list. This is Will Laws from Sports Illustrated. He has ranked the starting rotations for playoff teams.
Okay.
The question is, where do you think the Dodgers fall in terms of quality of rotation according to Sports Illustrated?
I think they're second. I think the Mets are first and the Dodgers are second.
Bergman?
I think it's going to go Mets. I think they'll probably have the Braves above, and they might even have the Padres above.
So what number?
I'm going to say 4.
You're closer. You're right about the Mets. The Mets, with their rotation, which includes Scherzer and DeGrom and Bassett, that is the number 1 rotation and Taijuan Walker, according to here. Number 2 is the Astros. Justin Verlander, Framber Valdez, Lance McCullers Jr., Christian Javier. Number 3 is the Mariners. Now, are the Mariners in, or are they just scrapping to get in?
I think they might have clinched.
Okay.
I'm not positive.
So they're third. Their rotation includes Robbie Ray and Luis Castillo. Number 4 is the Braves. Max Fried, Spencer Strider, those guys. Charlie
Strider
Morton.
got hurt.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
And number 5 is the Dodgers. So
yeah, if they lose, it could be that. But although Urias, I think should win the Cy Young Award. He's been like he leads the league in ERA.
Yep,
2.17. Over the last 2, Bergman, was you that sent me that stat today from Bill Shaken? Over the last 2 years, he's 37-10.
Yes,
and the next closest guy to him has 28 wins.
Yeah.
He's just been way better than people give him credit for.
17-7, 2.17 ERA.
So the issue is that Sandy Alcantara is going to win it just because he has 5 complete games. One of in his last
and
time,
more innings.
But he threw a complete game 2 starts ago in September, and a big deal. So he's going to end up winning that. It's too bad because Urias has been amazing.
He has been. He's been incredible. I mean, you got to feel good with him in Game 1. No matter what series, got to feel good.
And Kershaw in Game 2. All right. Let me get this
Kershaw's
in there
been great,
before
by the
we go to Game of Games. Did you guys see this? That because of the hurricane, the NFL is considering moving the Sunday night game. It's Chiefs at Bucks.
Now, I think it's settled that it's going to be played in Tampa now.
Is it? Did they announce that?
They settled it's going to play in Tampa.
All right, but their backup plan was Minneapolis. Now, why not somewhere closer? New Orleans is a domed stadium, and the Hurricanes in Florida. It's not New Orleans.
Right.
Nashville is available. Both Dallas and Houston had early games.
Yep.
10 a.m. games. This is a 5 p.m. game. Why go all the way to Minnesota? Does that make any sense to you?
No, it's weird. It's weird. There must be some secret reason for it, but I can't imagine what it is. But they did announce earlier today that the Buccaneers and Chiefs will play.
They're going to play Sunday night in Tampa?
In Tampa.
All right,
yeah,
so
they'll be in Tampa.
Sense.
Well, you know what is likely not going to be here, which, Jorge, this is not – I find this to be really upsetting. So SoFi will host a World Cup game this year.
Not this year.
Not this year.
No.
No. When it comes to the United States,
26.
26. Yeah, 26. SoFi will host a World Cup game. Jerry World will host a World Cup game. It's all North America has got the World Cup. The final, you would think, would be at SoFi Stadium, the newest, greatest, most spectacular.
I wouldn't put it there.
Why?
You know where I'd put it?
Where?
I don't know where it is.
I think it's MetLife.
I would go bigger. I'd put it in Jerry World.
That's where it is scheduled to be.
Well, you know why?
Well, no, I shouldn't say that. That's where the rumors are that it's going to be there.
110,000 seats.
110,000.
Yeah, you want. I mean, for something like that, you want everybody. You want to maximize the gate, and they can sell that out.
What does SoFi hold at its peak?
75.
Yeah, online it says 70. Also, it says AT&T Stadium is 80,000.
There's standing room stuff. People stand around there.
Yeah, and I think, Greg, for soccer, they might be able to do a little more, but I don't know. Yeah, maybe the 110 was for boxing.
I think it was. I think there was there a Canelo fight down there?
It's a smaller.
Yeah, but I would go whatever the biggest, newest stadium
Well,
is.
because I have got tickets. I want the final at SoFi.
Well, that's right, because you have an option to buy tickets there, and that's another thing you should buy tickets to.
Oh, World Cup, yeah.
Yeah, because even if you don't want to go, you can sell them.
Absolutely. All right, coming up next for you is Game of Games. It is my game today.
I can lock it up. Matter of fact, there's 2 ways I can lock it up for the month. I can win, or anybody but Bergman wins. He's the only one who can catch it, right, Greg?
That's right.
All right, so if Greg wins, Jorge, you have to do the game tomorrow.
I have it ready, actually. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Okay, good.
But if I lose, I'll do it.
I'll tell you that the game is NFL Quarterback Jeopardy. NFL Quarterback Jeopardy.
Is it not? Is it like double secret gay quarterback Jeopardy?
No, it's not. There was
okay.
only one. The only time we did Super Gay Jeopardy was for Pride Month back in June.
Okay, got
we
it.
don't regularly do it.
What was the question about the bathtub?
Oh,
no. I'm glad. Okay, I'm glad you brought this up. Ice-T's wife.
Yeah.
Okay. You know Ice-T, the rapper.
Yes, and he's also the star of Law and Order, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. His wife is named Coco Austin.
Yeah.
She's being heavily criticized for giving her 6-year-old daughter a bath in the kitchen sink. The sink is really big, and her daughter is sitting in the sink. She's 6, but she's kind of small, and she's sitting in the sink reading an iPad, taking a bath, and her mom took a video of it and sent it out, and thinking, oh, yeah, you got to make do with wherever they're comfortable. Got to get, and so she's sitting in the kitchen sink taking a bath. And she's catching a ton of crap for it because they think that it's inhumane that you would make a 6-year-old take a bath in a kitchen sink. Something or nothing.
That is very normal to us. See, at Brenda's mom's house, they have a big sink like that. They can't have a tub because her dad's in a wheelchair.
Oh, okay.
So they have a shower.
Yeah.
Right.
So they put her in they have a big sink. And
when Jack
takes
was
bath there.
Maite's age, I couldn't fit him in a bathtub, so I bought like a thing that looked like a kitchen sink, and I used that.
Yeah.
What difference does it make?
Now, I'm not, I always preface this, I'm not a parent. I know I was washed in the sink.
Yeah, I don't see any issue with
but
that.
aren't sinks filthy? That's where you put the dirty dishes. Sinks
Yeah, but you
are
gotta
kind of filthy.
we clean it before we use it. At my house is a tub. We put her in the tub and it's normal.
Yeah, that's like normal.
Yeah, I thought this was nothing.
No big deal, man. That's not a big deal. Just clean the sink and then whatever.
Yeah, but that was the story. I thought that it was unfair to criticize her for
people
that.
tripping.
Yeah. All right, coming up next for you.
If she's at Mason's house, Mason would say to the baby, "You second base."
Stop with the little league coach thing.
I want to play shortstop.
Hey, better, swing, better.
Hit it to Seattle.
You know, if I was Sedano, I'd storm right out of here.
We'll do it.
No, because we got to do NFL Quarterback Jeopardy next. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
Hey, Rams fans, Travis Rogers here. You have got to get the new ESPNLA app. In fact, let's go down to the locker room and get a little help.
What's up, Rams fans? This is Matthew Stafford. React to the Rams on the new ESPNLA app.
This is Cooper Kupp of the Los Angeles Rams. Listen to all your Rams talk on the ESPNLA app.
You are just one tap away from Rams All Access. Travis and Slee, Mason and Ireland, and Sedano and Cap. Download it now on the App Store or Google Play.
$710 ESPN is giving you a chance to win $1 million.
$1 Million Mondays.
$1 Million Mondays.
Listen every Monday during football season to Travis and Sliwa, Mason and Ireland, and Sedano and Cap. All you have to do is make a super prediction.
And you can win $1 million.
And you can score tickets to a game at SoFi for just playing on $1 Million Mondays.
$1 Million Mondays.
710 ESPN.
Football fans want to win $100 for picking 5 games against the spread? Just download the Cover 5 app for free. Compete with Mason and me each week for a chance to win $100. Here's what you need to do. Download the Cover 5 app. Use code MI22 to join our show league, and then start having fun all season long. Just download the Cover 5 app. Use code MI22 to join the Mason and Ireland Show League. Pick 5 games against the spread to win $100, or play all season long at cover5.com.
Football fans, want to win $100 for picking 5 games against the spread? Just download the Cover 5 app for free. Compete with me and Cappy on Sedano and Cap each week for a chance to win $100. Here's what you need to do. Just download the Cover 5 app, use the code SK22 to join our show league, and start having fun all season long. Just download the Cover 5 app, use the code SK22 to join the Sedano.
Time for Game of Games on the #1 sports radio show in LA, Mason and Ireland. Game of Games. Game of Games presented by CallJacob.com. Call Jacob. Everyone loves a fighter, but in this town, winning matters, especially after an accident. So remember, anyone can fight, but CallJacob.com is here for you when you need a big win. After an accident, go to CallJacob.com or call 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. We got the jingle. Call Jacob. Thank you. Game of Games time. Take it away, Mace.
All right, here we go. It is Game of Games time. It is my game today. It is a thrilling finish to the month of September because John Ireland has 7, Bergman has 5.
No, he has 3.
Oh, 3.
So if he wins today, it would be 7-5, and Jorge would have to do the game tomorrow. So
I have a shot.
Yeah, Bergman has a chance. Jorge and Cap can play spoiler. And Cap, do we have Cap?
Yo, I'm in the house.
Hey, Cap.
Love boat.
Yo.
All right, here we go.
The boat.
All right, this is called Quarterback Jeopardy. Every one of these answers is a current starting NFL quarterback.
Okay.
Your name is your buzzer and must be in the form of a question.
Oh,
Okay.
darn it.
You'll be fine, Cappy.
Well,
This
I
is
heard
actually-
you yesterday make a mess of this.
No, screw you. All right, here's number 1. This quarterback was born in Hawaii. Ireland.
Who is Tua Tagliavola?
No.
Cap. Who is Marcus Mariota?
Who is Marcus Mariota?
Nice job, Cap.
Played his
Okay.
college football at Oregon and was the MVP of the 2015
Very good,
Rose Bowl.
Cappy.
Thank you.
Number 2. This quarterback played at both Texas Tech and Oklahoma.
Cap.
Ireland.
Cap.
Who is Baker Mayfield?
That is correct, Cappy.
Cap might be ready today.
In his wheelhouse.
Number 3. This quarterback has the highest QBR ranking in the NFL.
Ireland.
Cap.
Ireland was there first.
Oh, Jorge was there.
Jorge, do you think you were there?
it was
No, it was Ireland.
Who is Jalen
I'm
Hurts?
sorry, that's incorrect.
Cap. Who is Tua?
Who is Tua is the right
Wow.
Second, but okay.
answer. Cappy, you're cleaning up here.
I don't know what the rules are, Jorge, so I don't know if it's
Wait,
who's second.
what'd you say, Greg?
No, I'm asking a question. I'm not complaining.
I hear whining.
The question is,
Greg?
no. The question is it by who is second to buzz in, or do you have to
Yes.
re-buzz in?
No. Who is second to buzz in?
Then Jorge should be the one to guess.
Re-buzz?
I think that could
I'm-
that could be construed as a complaint.
That is not a complaint. I'm asking.
You guys
something. I'm
I'll
asking.
give him
Point
a
of information.
clarification.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what's the score?
3-0, Kaplan.
Can I jump in as the arbiter?
Yeah, sure. Jump in.
Greg minus 1,000.
No, that was yesterday. That was yesterday. We're not doing that again.
All right, here we go.
All right, here's number 4. This quarterback won the Heisman Trophy and leads all quarterbacks in rushing yards. So
Cap. Who's Lamar Jackson?
That is absolutely right. Who is Lamar Jackson?
This is a Cap beatdown.
Wow.
Come on, Cappy!
Yeah. Represent.
This quarterback's wife, Kelly.
Ireland.
Greg.
Ireland.
Who is Matt Stafford?
That's correct. Matthew Stafford. Yeah.
Well, Kelly would correct me and
Yes,
say
she
Matthew,
would.
but it's still 4-1, Cap.
4-1. All right, number 6. This Fresno State.
Ireland. Who is Derek Carr?
That is correct. New Fresno State. On the money.
Coming for you, Cap.
I'll
How
take
many
that
are
minus
there?
1,000.
By the way,
total?
this Fresno State quarterback has led his team to an 0-3 record. I just wanted to add that. Number 7. A supermodel has kicked
Greg.
Ireland.
Who is Tom Brady?
Who is Tom Brady?
Oh,
He has
wow.
kicked him out of the house while he
4
attempts
to
to win
3,
his
Cap.
Super Bowl.
Oh, my.
How many are left?
2.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, I need them both.
Number
Need 'em
8.
both.
This quarterback hands the ball off a lot to last year's NFL
Ireland.
leading. John.
Who is Ryan Tannehill?
Greg.
No.
Greg.
Greg.
Who is Matt Ryan?
Who is Matt Ryan is the correct answer. Yes, Jonathan Taylor.
All right, so I have to get this to stay alive.
Okay, here
This is
we
your
go.
last one, right?
Yep, last one.
Okay.
This quarterback took over Indy when Andrew
Ireland.
Ireland.
When Andrew Luck stepped
3,
down.
2.
Who is Carson Wentz?
Greg. Greg.
Greg was in there next.
Who is Jacoby Brissett?
Yes.
Who is Jacoby Brissett
Right.
was the right
But
answer.
was that the last
That
one?
was the last one.
Cap,
Yes.
you are the
Cappy.
winner by one.
Congratulations, Cappy.
And Greg, that means I win the month and
You
you
do.
get the game tomorrow.
Yes.
Okay.
Excellent.
Oh, my God.
Hey,
that felt so
Sonato,
good.
where are
I
you?
knew you'd be good at this game, Cappy.
Thank you for having me.
I'm in New York for the
And
NBA ESPN meetings. We had them
Fantastic.
today, so I stayed here to do the show.
So now are you at the Seaport Village place where
No,
they
no,
do
no.
all
I'm
their
not.
shows?
I'm not at Seaport. I'm in the ABC building, which is where ESPN New York 98.7 is.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yes,
Yeah,
been there many times.
This is where they do the View. This building.
Yeah, it's up by. It's right next to a school.
Cappy, you can see.
No, different building now, John. They moved a few blocks away.
Oh, did
Cappy,
they?
you can see where I used to live from where you are. I lived right by the ABC building.
Really?
Yeah, on
Right by Columbus Square?
Riverside Boulevard. I walked by Lincoln Center every single day, and I could see the ABC building from my window of my apartment.
Hey, not to bring up a downer, but
you're going to.
Well, it's just it was just weird. George, did you see that Mike Breen's house burned down today?
Yeah, I did. I found out last night. I saw him today. Luckily, nobody was in the house. Nobody
good.
got harmed.
That was my
no
question.
Pets, no
Good.
nothing. But yeah, he was devastated. Obviously,
Is there a
I'm
story?
sure.
I mean, not to pry, but I mean,
I didn't ask
fire
because
of
I'm
that
not you, and
magnitude.
I don't pry. I just
Well, no, I would. I would totally be like, dude, did something happen? Like, did they leave on a burner on a
This
stove?
literally just happened. I'm not
Yeah.
going to ask him that. And
Hey, man, why'd your house burn down?
Right, exactly. I saw
Mace. Hey, Mace, I think I got something here.
I just made sure, hey, is everyone okay? He explained to me everyone's okay, no pets, no one was harmed. And I gave him a big hug. I told him I loved him, and that was it.
All right, hold on. I have one other question that maybe you would know. Was anybody there?
I just told you there was nobody there.
No, but I'm saying, did everybody get? I didn't hear you say that. I thought you said
at the beginning, right before.
He said there were no people.
That was the very first thing he said.
How about turn off your mic to crosstalk?
Hey, listen, I was busy gloating with my victory.
Yeah.
You'll have to excuse me. You know?
It was fantastic.
My comeback fell one short.
Now I've said multiple times today because here's the thing, George. I wore this great new Dodger shirt that I
Like
got.
a coach.
Yeah,
Your moo-moo?
He looks like a little league coach,
$75. Okay,
and it also
fantastic.
makes him have moves.
It's wrong and
That's
wrong
what makes him have
and
moves?
Wrong, no.
The shirt highlights the moves.
It's a great shirt, and now they say I look like a little league coach and I've got moves. Now I am offended.
I can hear it.
And if I was George Sedano, I would storm right out of here.
I would do some push-ups if I were you.
Yeah, that also would
there
work.
you go.
If you want to see what Mason looks like as a softball coach, you can go to youtube.com/ESPNLA.
Honest to God. Cannot win at this
Boy, I'll
place.
tell you, Mace, it's a rough crowd, man.
It's terrible. It's
You know?
terrible. Although I give as good as I get.
Is it like an authentic jersey or like a replica?
Polo.
It's a polo.
Oh, it's a polo.
Yeah,
I'm looking at you right now.
Good looking.
Post a picture somewhere so I can see this.
What's
go
on
to
YouTube?
It's
Go
on
to the
YouTube.
youtube.com/ESPNLA.
Oh, that's such a headache. It's already got
Oh,
the
the
sign.
sigh. The sighs are coming out already.
Oh, we got an early sigh.
Dude, I'm in the YouTube chat right now. I'm in the live chat.
Oh, are you?
Yep.
Yeah.
very
hey,
exciting.
Shadano, what are you doing in New York? New York's such a great town. What are you doing for fun?
No fun. I'm coming back tomorrow, like on the first flight.
You're not
so
going
I don't...
out to see a show
Well,
tonight
I
or
went out
something like
last
that?
night. I did go out last night. We got here. We had our team dinner, first time in 3 years, our ESPN NBA crew. And then Richard Jefferson and I decided to partake in the bar scene here.
Hit
in
the clubs.
No, no
Yes.
clubs. No
No
clubs.
clubs.
No clubs. Just like an
Bottle
Irish
service?
pub.
Bottle service?
No, Irish pub. Just like not fancy at all. And watch some sports. And we had some of his, let's just say, NBA friends, like people in the league.
Yeah.
It was a bunch of dudes just hanging out talking nonsense.
Okay, so since Richard Jefferson was tweeting about this, George, let me ask you. Did you learn any information, and I know some of it you may not be able to say, but did you learn any more information about what really happened with Ime Udoka and the Celtics?
So I've heard rumblings. Nothing I would say on the air.
Right.
Because it's not, I don't have it like sourced or anything.
Right, but here's my weird issue. I mean, it's an extraordinary penalty. a year after you make it to the NBA Finals, you're suspended for a year. Like, you'd have to go back to Leo DeRozan, who got suspended for sleeping with a married woman in like the 40s, to find something comparable to this. I can't imagine that there isn't more to this story that hasn't come out. Are you, based on what you've heard, without saying what it is, do you think the punishment fits the crime?
John, honestly,
love that answer.
I can't say. Look, ultimately, here's what I would say about Ime Udoka. Okay, is that if the stuff that is already out in the public is already true, I think that the team has every right, based on what they have in his clauses in his contract, or whatever,
morals
to do what they
or
need
whatever.
to do. To do what they've done already.
Okay.
The fact that they didn't fire him says to me that I think that they're trying to continue to investigate to see where this is, because there was indefinite on his future. Like, they weren't like saying he'll definitely be back in a year.
Right. Yeah, they still don't know what they're going to do. Hey,
There's no
Jorge, hit
chance.
the stager.
ESPN AM 710 Los Angeles. KRDC AM 1110 Pasadena, Los Angeles.
K256CX 99.1 FM Pasadena, Los Angeles.
It's the greatest segment in LA sports radio history.
Oh my God. When the shows come together for magic on the radio.
It will only grow stronger. Super Crosstalk.
Are we ready for Sedano and Cap to join Mason in Ireland?
Super Crosstalk begins. Super Crosstalk, presented by Coors Light. Coors Light, made to chill.
It's time for Super Crosstalk.
Super Crosstalk time. Sedano's here. Cappy's here. The whole gang. So,
Hey, Mace, did you see in the live chat on YouTube that Francisco Alvarado, his coach, is going to be late for practice today?
Yeah.
Fine.
Need someone to fill in.
Hey, better. Swing better.
Honest to God.
Better. Swing
Mace.
better.
See, the first day I wear a collared shirt in 6 months, and this is
So,
what I have
Mace,
to do.
I'm looking at it now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You
Good-looking
definitely have coach vibes. There's no doubt. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's a shirt-hat combo.
Yeah, you got coach vibes.
Yeah.
I mean,
Nothing
it's
wrong
fine.
with
Look,
that.
when young Mateo starts T-ball in January,
I can coach.
We could have Uncle Mace come by and
You could have Buttermaker come in and be the manager.
Batter, hit it to Seattle.
Honestly.
I like it, Mace.
Thank you, man. I can always count on Cappy. I wanted to ask you something, Cappy, because this came up. For some reason, there's a string in the Mafia where they're describing me as a narcissist.
Really?
Yeah. Which
I slightly disagree with that. Can I tell you why?
Yeah.
Because you're actually like a kind soul, and I would say most narcissists are not like nice to other people.
Right. They don't, or just don't care about other people.
A true narcissist has no empathy for other people.
Right.
Now
and you're not that.
I don't think Cappy's that either. He's you're a narcissist, Cappy, but
I am?
Yeah.
Wait a second. Are
No,
you sure?
he's not. No, he's not.
Sure
I
he
don't.
is.
Now, Mace, you're
he's
striking a
not.
chord here. I'm going to tell you why. Just like how you're very upset about being, the Little League coach with your moves.
Yep.
So my ex-wife,
Thank you.
my ex-wife calls me a narcissist all the time, and I'm like, so I literally, no joke, I went to my therapist, and this is a while back. I haven't seen him in a really long time, and I said to him, "Hey, she tells me I'm a narcissist, dude. I had to look that up, and I don't think
you weren't happy once you looked it up.
Yeah, I was like, I don't think that's me. Do you think
But
I'm
there
a
are
narcissist?
elements of this.
No. The difference is, I would say Mace, and I don't know if I'd put Cappy in this category, but Mace, with you, what I would say is you're a little self-absorbed, which is basically what most people think a narcissist is, except you had it right, where a narcissist does not care about other people's feelings. Someone
Exactly.
who's self-absorbed cares about their own interests, but it's not at the expense of others.
Yeah, it's defined as an inflated sense of importance. Cappy, do you think you have that?
Not really.
A deep need for excessive attention and admiration.
Well, you have that.
Yeah, both you guys have that.
And then a lack of empathy for others. So
No,
I would
that
say
You don't have that.
No, I think I'm a 30% narcissist.
You're not guilty of that. You're a 66% narcissist.
What
Who
did
is?
your
Mason.
shrink say?
Okay. Said I'm not. What'd yours say, Mace?
Shrink says you're not a narcissist.
Says absolutely 1,000% not a narcissist.
You care about other people. You're nice to other people.
He is nice
You're
to
a
other people.
kind person. A narcissist is not a kind person. So good for you, Cappy. I don't think either one of us are. And
It sounds like I'm 30%, you're 60% is what John
Apparently.
Ireland scored it.
Apparently, yeah.
By the way, I'm having New York is one of these places where you can get certain stuff and it just tastes completely different, like in a good way.
Yeah.
I just had a sandwich that I bought at like some fancy sandwich shop down the street, and I decided for dessert they have like a blackberry New York cheesecake. And I haven't had cheesecake in a really long time. This is the most delicious cheesecake I have had ever.
Is it one of those really tall cheesecakes like they have in New York?
No,
Big,
not super tall, like
oversized?
normal size, but it is it's not like overly cheesy. It's just like, man, it is really good. Holy moly.
Let me
this
tell you
place.
something. Coconut cake, Brooklyn Diner, lights out. It's over.
Oh, Mace.
Yeah?
I love the Brooklyn Diner.
Yeah,
Mace, you ever
67 and
notice,
7th.
Yeah, you ever notice that that the building that you and I used to work in New York City is the same address as
Hooters.
Well, no, not just that, but isn't it also the same address as, like, if you go behind LA Live where the Yard House is, there's the address right there. Isn't it the same numbers? Have you ever noticed that?
What do you mean the same numbers?
The same, like, what was the number of the
Address?
building? Yeah, the same number in New York that we worked at, the
I
building.
don't know. I just know 57.
Wasn't it 888? It was the 888 building, right?
Oh, it was 888.
Okay, so now if you just walk out of LA Live, out of our offices, and you turn to the right and you go towards the Yard House, look on the corner. That's where the number of the building is, 888.
No, but that building you're in is 800 West Olympic Boulevard.
Well,
Not 888.
don't spoil the whole thing.
Why are you hurting my numerology?
Yeah, don't spoil the whole thing for Cap. He was so excited about
I
the
was
number
excited.
thing.
I was excited about a lot of things, numerology's perspective, today. Did you guys see Aaron Judge's 61st home run?
Yeah.
Which happened 61 years ago in 1961.
Yep. Took
Yeah,
Cappy's thought.
there's a whole lot of numerology going on.
Yeah, there's a lot of it.
Thank you.
Is that what you were going to say?
Pretty much.
Yeah, I saw.
Yeah, it was,
Are you ready? No! We gonna lose again? No! We gonna lose again? No! We want to shot the Yankees, don't we? Yeah! Well, let's play like we want it. Yeah! Come on! When I say win, you say again. Win! Again! Win! Again! Win! Again!
Hey, did you guys have a conversation today? Because I saw this on Twitter. Did you guys have a conversation about who's going to get fired first?
Yes.
They did a fired first?
No, fired
first.
Oh,
No,
so
no,
I know
no.
John fired Sliwa the other day.
No.
but-
So we're streaming everything on YouTube, and
Oh,
John
yeah.
thinks one of us will get fired for something we say or do on YouTube, and I'm like, I don't think we're getting fired for something we do or say on YouTube.
I mean, you could still get fired for anything you say on the radio. People have the podcast.
Yeah, I'm more worried about the radio than I am.
Well,
about
we
the
haven't been
YouTube.
fired yet for that.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm
but
just
it's the
saying that
same thing.
we Mason and I relax during the commercials and we talk about everything.
But I think that, but then we go away. They turn off the YouTube.
They do turn it off.
Don't trust it.
Yeah,
Oh, I
John thinks
understand
you're
why.
leaving on accidentally.
Yeah, don't trust it.
I'll tell you
understand
what.
I
that.
don't blame you, Ireland. I
If
gotta be
you
honest.
heard what we said during the commercial breaks,
Yeah.
It's the best show.
it is,
And we'd be fired.
and we would absolutely be fired without question.
Yeah, we would not survive it.
Without question. So earlier today, we were talking about the. Do I bring that up with you? Yeah, let's do this. So did you hear Travis Rogers with Sean McVay today?
So it was so funny. I was walking somewhere and I'm like, I'm gonna listen to the station. So I put my AirPods on and I tuned in right as this was happening. It was incredible radio.
That's so funny because I tuned in probably at around 12 and change when they were recapping what happened, and I missed what happened.
Okay, so here is what happened.
Coach McVay joining us here on the Travis and Sliwa Show. And Sean, obviously, there are game time decisions that need to be made,
Well,
so
this
maybe
is
this
just
is
the whole
something that
thing.
you have to do
Yeah,
in the
you're
moment.
playing
But
those-
is
We're
it
not
a
going to listen to the
red
entire
Manhattan
McVay interview.
clam chowder sort of day, or is it a creamy New England clam chowder sort of day?
I have no idea what that means.
I'm asking you about your soup commercials.
Oh, you know what? It's the Campbell's kind of day. That's what it is.
Regardless of what it is?
Oh, let it go.
Exactly.
No, just walk away.
Let me go back to football here very quickly.
Walk away, Trav. When it's not going well, just walk away.
No, that's incredible. I love train wreck radio
Me
because
too.
it's happened to me. It's happened to you. It's all happened to all of us. It's funny. Like, no, just good. Travis, go. Do what you were doing.
I say the same. I mean, I think the awkward stuff, the weird stuff is the stuff people remember.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea what that means.
Exactly.
Oh, so good.
Thanks.
Yeah. I didn't, when he asked it, I didn't know what it meant.
Yeah.
Is it a New England clam chowder day or a Manhattan clam chowder? What does that mean?
It's a very complicated question.
Yeah, but what is a New England clam chowder kind of day compared to a Manhattan? One's red, one's white, right?
Isn't one also thick and creamy, and the other one is a lot?
New England is thick and creamy. Red is. See, I like the red.
Tell us, Coach.
Hell,
man.
Laura,
hell.
Mason's storming out like
I love you,
like he
Mace.
just
I
got in
had
an
to.
argument with the umpire.
Mace is gonna throw dirt on Laura like Billy Martin used to do back in the
Boy,
day.
I'll tell you what,
And
Laura,
Earl
you
Weaver.
think you know somebody,
Look at
and
him.
then all of a
I
sudden
love you,
Laura just
Mace.
piles on.
You know?
I know, and you gave her those tickets.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know?
she went to the
Oh, how
Rams
soon
How
she
about,
forgets.
boys? How about?
What is that? No, that's not the first time you were at SoFi, right? You've been there before.
No, I have. It's
Yeah,
amazing. Yeah.
It is incredible. It's incredible. All right, so guys, one of the things that we talked about today that I wanted to bring up with you, and when I say that, it means I'm looking for something. By the way,
Right. Okay.
and I want to save that because I know you don't want to talk about that. Let's do this. Would you have given the ball back last night, or would you have kept the ball?
Oh, Matt Bushman?
Yeah.
I'm sure he gave it back,
in an
right?
official baseball capacity, he kind of has to give it back.
He has to give it back. Yeah,
But
you know who he is, right? Do you remember a woman who used to work at ESPN on SportsCenter, Sarah Walsh?
Yeah.
She works at Fox Sports now. That's her husband.
Okay.
You didn't know that? Yeah.
Yeah, we
I
knew
saw
that from earlier. But
So we were trying to figure out, could you, if you were there working, like all of us when we're at games mostly are working.
Yeah.
If you didn't pay to get in, if you're there on a credential or you're there working for one of the teams, do you even have a right to keep it?
No.
I'm with you.
Right. If you're there in an official capacity, no. If you're there as a fan, and supposedly there's some guy with a $3 million check walking around there waiting to buy that baseball, don't you sell it?
Well, first of all, the guy who was in the Blue Jays uniform that had his glove that reached over
Oh my God.
the
close.
rail.
Okay. That guy
Bro,
was
you,
disheveled.
So, all right.
Bro, you
I've
gotta
done
make
a
that
little-
play.
I've gone down the rabbit hole on that guy, Cap.
Yeah.
All right.
Is this the guy that threw his glove at some guy?
No, his name, he's a restaurant owner in Toronto
Okay.
named Tony Lasagna.
Nuh-uh.
No.
I swear to God.
way.
Look it up.
Please tell me it's an Italian
Google it.
restaurant, of course.
No, that's the bit. He doesn't serve lasagna at his restaurant. If your last name is Tony Lasagna, number one, I think you probably made it up. It's like to go with your...
You mean
your-
like Dallas Reigns on ABC7?
Yeah.
Real name?
Yeah.
No way.
Oh, yeah. He was born Dallas Reigns.
Zero
Johnny
chance.
Mountain?
No. Johnny Mountain was made up. Dallas Reigns, absolutely born Dallas Reigns.
But this guy Lasagna, who got his glove on the ball but didn't catch it,
Oh, lasagna.
is a restaurant owner who doesn't serve... How can you own a restaurant and your name is Tony Lasagna and you don't serve lasagna in your restaurant?
Right. I mean, it should be like Tony's Famous Lasagna. That should be. What's the name of his restaurant? Do you know?
I don't. But these guys were talking about it. I'm like, well, wait, that's not right. You have to be able to serve lasagna if your name... And by the way, like if your name is Johnny Meatball, you got to be at like an Italian place, right?
Yeah, no question.
It just seems to me that Tony Lasagna could have been really famous, and it could have had a lot of people go to his
Oh
restaurant.
my God! You could Tony Lasagna is the type of place that franchises out and like challenges.
Right.
Every
Olive
town's
Garden.
got a Tony Lasagna.
Yeah.
So
right,
whatever
absolutely.
restaurant this guy has, he should put lasagna on the menu tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't get that. That's terrible business.
Well, this guy also can't catch. I mean, that ball that Aaron Judge hit, rather than it being sky high and having like 6 or 7 seconds of hang time where you could get under it and make a play, he saw that laser coming at him and he panicked and he didn't make the grab when he should have. I mean, you got to make that play.
You guys ever caught a foul ball?
Never.
No, it's never.
Never.
I've never had anyone even near me. Actually, I shouldn't say that. Randomly, we were at a White Sox games in Chicago one year, and this was maybe 13, 14 years ago, and we, day games, we got great seats. We got behind home plate for $50 or something. They were playing the Twins or something, and a ball got hit. We were we're pre, the netting changing.
Yeah, right.
The netting was literally only for 10 rows basically behind home plate.
Yep.
So we were probably just outside that, and the ball came screaming past us and hit a kid on the hand close to us. That's about as close as I've gotten, but nothing else.
So I've gotten 4 of them.
No way.
Really?
Can you believe that?
Wait, I have a question.
outta
Wait.
here.
Wait, barehanded?
two. Okay, so two of them were barehanded. One, I was and got so lucky. I was, and this is a great seat, by the way, for foul balls. I was second deck, next to the press box, just up to the left. So anybody that's right-handed fouls it off, and it three people in front of me got their hands on a ball, and so they took the blow, and then the ball bounced off their hands, landed right in my lap. I didn't even have to move my hand. So that was number one. Number two, I'm doing a live shot in the third base photo well at Dodger Stadium, and some guy hits a slow roller down the line while I'm on the air.
No way.
And it bounces right in front of me. I go, hey, look, I got a ball.
Wow.
And I gave it to a little kid.
Yeah.
And then the other two, Louis Tiant, remember the old Red Sox?
Yeah, of course. Red Sox.
Yeah. I'm at a game. I'm standing behind the Red Sox dugout, and I go, hey, Louis, how about a ball? And he has a ball in his glove. He just takes it out and tosses it to me.
That's amazing.
You know, it's the other one. And then the fourth one was I was in the left field pavilion, and we were giving the bullpen guys a hard time.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, hey, throw me that ball, that one that's right under the chair, right there. And the guy goes, this one? He goes, yeah. And he wouldn't give it to me, and then he felt bad after a couple of minutes, and the next thing I know, an usher walked up to me and handed me the ball.
Wow.
He goes, he felt bad. He wants you to have it.
Wow.
So he gave it to me.
What a
So I've had four of them.
I kind of want no part of one when I'm at a game.
What are you talking about?
I don't want any part of.
They allow you to keep them. Don't you hear the announcement?
Let some other.
The Dodgers are happy to have you keep any ball hit into the stands during the game.
Let some other bobo get his hand broke trying to catch a line drive. It's not going to be me.
You don't bring your glove?
Mason,
I do
I'm
not bring
telling
my
you,
glove.
the kid next to me, like his hand was broken. It was a screaming
Was it?
foul ball right back when I was at that game in Chicago. Like his wrist blew up like the size of his knee. Basically, it was insane.
So I was at a AAA game in in Toledo, I think, and I had my chin resting. Remember how they used to have box seats, like those metal bars that sort of. So I had my chin resting on one of those metal bars watching the game. I was leaned over, and I was in a comfortable position. All of a sudden, line drive, bam. And it was like one of those Taco Bell ads where you hear that ding.
It hit the bar.
It hit the bar. Did not hit my face, but scared the living hell out of me.
And so now you're anti-foul ball.
I'm like, I don't want any part of that.
Well, you guys ever sit right behind home plate with the fence, and when they hit a ball back to you, it looks like it's going to hit you right in the face, and you flinch? Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But so Mace, that surprised me because you worked in baseball. You've never had a foul ball.
No. I used to, when I was very lucky because I got to take batting practice and I got to take infield practice. I got to do all that stuff while I was working as a traveling secretary. But I want no part of foul balls now.
Yeah. Mace, how are you doing in the fantasy league? Are we tattooing or what?
3-0.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
All right, so we made a trade. Tell us what you guys think. Who got the better end of this trade?
Okay. You and Mason made a trade?
Yeah, we made a trade.
Okay.
I did it yesterday.
Okay. Don't tell us who did what.
Okay.
Tell us the trade.
It's Alan Lazard straight up for Josh Jacobs. Who gets the better end of that deal?
Who got Alan Lazard?
We're not
going to tell you. Who got the better end of that deal?
Right, yeah.
I think I like Lazard.
Sedano?
Initial thought.
Lazard, Jacobs.
It's a number one running back and a number one receiver.
Yeah, I would say whoever got Lazard won.
Okay, so here's the story. I traded Lazard for Josh Jacobs, but I have no running backs at all. I started Rex Burkhead last week. I mean, I have nothing.
Yikes,
so
you do have nothing.
For me, the fact that Drake London has come on and I took him late in the draft, it gave me the ability to trade Lazard without hurting my receiver core. So that's why it was kind of a need-for-need trade. He needed a receiver. I needed a running back.
Yeah, but Josh Jacobs has done nothing,
yeah,
right?
I know,
well, Lazard's only got one TD.
He still gets the bulk of the carries.
He's only played one game, right? Like, he
actually has.
Start?
He
didn't play the opener.
He has touchdown passes in back-to-back weeks.
Okay. So we'll see what happens.
He's pretty good.
All right, boys, show is all yours. Have fun.
That's it. 4:12, you're done.
Let me read.
It's actually 4:13. Bonus minute today, Cappy.
Hey, Super Crosstalk brought to you by Coors Light, keeping Southern California chill all season long. Coming up next for you, lots of stupidity with Shadano and Cappy. Then we're back tomorrow at 1. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.